Hey, everybody. I have 3 cats in here, so it might get ugly. We might have to let some of them out. It is about to storm like crazy. Hey, look how many people are here. Wow, I just set this up too. Hey, Robin Miner, Squirrel Girl, Dawn Pukavis is here. Seamus, I can see you out of my peripheral view. Hey, Donna Cooper. Hey, Jennifer Ogle. Okay, let me go back down. Mods, Tammy, Sherry Taylor. Kestrel made it. I think I'm kind of on time today. Hey, Liz Tricks. Aline is here. Trixie made it. Abigail's here. I didn't think you were going to make it today. I'm happy to see you, Abigail. I see that you can only stay for an hour. That's okay, girl. We're just happy to see you. Hey, Charcoal Ninja. Muffet Lou, it has been the weirdest day. It's like sunny, and then we'd have like these really crazy isolated storms, which I kind of liked. I wish I wasn't on my Zoom call today. It was a perfect nap day. I would, Seamus, don't do it. Hey, thank you. Look at where's Moosey. Look, oh my, hey, I wish you'd relax, Moose. Don't be so uptight. Make yourself comfortable. You live here. Look at how big Moose is, you guys. He doesn't even fit in that chair. Moose is a beast. I'm not sure that he's really a Siamese. I think he gets up every day and he puts on contouring to make it look like that because he kind of gave himself away. Look at how large he is. Melissa, welcome, girl. Melanie Johnson, Joanne Hawley, Laura Lou, Poppy Paws, welcome in, my friend. Cute picture. Hey, Chrissy Lynn Wilson. Thanks, Trixie. Ann Jones, Debbie Zito. I know, peripheral. I knew somebody would catch it. I aspire to inspire just as I am. Catherine B. I got new ear. Seamus is that cat that you see on Reels. If he jumps up on a counter and sees anything, he'll just like go over and just like slowly do it. And he'll just like push things off the counter. I can't stand it. Catherine B. I love that, babe. Maybe send me a picture. Seamus, I'm about to toss you out in that rainstorm, son. Who am I kidding? He runs my life. Tammy, I know you do, girl. Hey, Sarah from Cali. Anita Card. Crafty, Carrie, Linda Perales. Dang, Cindy Schweitzer even made it. Am I going to Clearwater for the big protest? I've never heard of it. I don't even know. I didn't even know there was one, Rachel. So that would be a no. Hey, Lisa Kelson. Well, thanks, babe. Carolyn Cotter. Everybody's doing pretty good, I think. Hey, DNV. Gemini girl, Buffy made it. Linda, this must be a good time. Linda Garden Lady, Hope Between the Dreams. I hope you're feeling a little better today, babe. Alana's even here. Lori Lee. Thanks, Abigail. I know, isn't he such a chub? Look at him. He's big. Hey, Anna Banana. Thank you, Armine. I know, Melissa, he takes up the whole chair. He is large. He's a big Angie Mo. He got into my contouring because I don't know how to use it, and he obviously does. Pat Jonas made it. Diana H. Meredith Lynn. Anna Pikachu Hunter. Baby Lily Pad. Maybe a little Maine Coon in his family. You know, I wish he could tell us. Shamey? Look. Well, where'd he go? Oh, he's on the ground next to Moose and you can't quite see him. See him in the mirror. Shamey, you want to know something crazy, you guys? Seamus is bigger than Moose. Seamus. Look at this little dick. Look at this little jerk. Seamus, quit it. I would get up and come get you, but my shorts are ugly. And that's what really matters. Renee B. Shamey. Bubsy. I'll show my shorts to the crowd for you. I'm putting these in the donate pile. Look at how big he is. He is meaty. Seamus is he likes me the least. But he's awfully cute. And I have a special place in my heart for you because you remind me of Finny Bun Buns, but you're not as friendly as Finny Bun Buns, but he's cute. And he only lets me hold him for a certain amount of time. And then he's like, see ya. Oops, sorry. Didn't mean to throw you on your brother. Sorry, guys. There's a lot of cats in here. Somebody call animal services or whatever it is and come take them away, would you? Alabama Rose made it. Guys, I'm either going through the change. My period is coming this week, so it could be that. Look at this. Wow. But I don't know, and I'm sweaty all the time, and it's concerning. He's very regal. I hope no one saw those shorts. Like, they are going in the donate pile. No one look at it. Tash Bits. How behind am I? Riley's Human. Oh, I'm not that behind. Okay, Denise LaFontis Joan. Hey, circled in red. I've got words. And I think I'm at the end. Okay. Yeah, Melissa, he's a special boy. He's our special boy. That's what I call Seamus. Hey, Alicia. Trixie says, Reese, I'm 44 and sweating all the time. It's gross. It makes me uncomfortable. What are you doing over there? Look at how cute Moosey is. I love Moosey, you guys. As much as he's such a dick, I really like him. Hey, Jill Turner. Hey, C-Dub. He's so dicky, but he's so smart and he's so cool to look at. And I just really love cats. I'm such a cat person. I mean, I'm a dog person too, but cats are so interesting to me. Like, I think about hey, degraded Diana, some cats I've always had really cool, friendly cats. Like, I've always, Moosey wanted to be in the camera full time. He is like his father. Hey, Margie Barr. Moose is just like his father. He's a crim. Retired, reformed, but still a crim. Moosey. Come here, Moose. Moose, you always come when I call you. Liz Tricks, period fun. I believe we were requested to super chat you for that this week. You were, yeah. Hey, Teresa Kruckberg. Moosey, come here. Look, guys. Look at how large he is. Moosey. Oh, you're like your father too he's got beady little eyes like the dad. Beady little eyes. Crim. Okay, he's crim all over him. Moosey's pure gangster and he murders things just for fun. And then he puts them in front of the back door and says, ha ha, take that. Moose, you're a cute kid. You're a really cute boy. You're a special boy, but not as special as your brother Seamus. You know what I'm saying? Hey, Jojo. Liz Tricks, this was very kind of you to super chat me for that. And I just want to say thank you again. And I love you. And my period is coming. I think that's why I'm extra chub. That's not why I'm extra chub. I'm having problems with my weight right now. And it's all because I quit the Ribelsis for a month. And now I'm on a lower dose of it. And I'm building my way back up to it. Honestly, that could be why I'm sweating. Where's Baby Steps? We have a lot of nurses in here. That could be why I'm sweating so much. My body really went haywire. I didn't think it would be so bad, but it's been really bad, like sweaty, and I'm eating a lot. And I think with my period, I'm retaining water, but like I'm noticeably big. Like my pants are tight. My stomach feels big. Like it's a bum deal, guys. And I'm going to get really behind in this chat. Liz Tricks, thank you so much. Thank you so much for the super chat. That was really kind of you. Teresa. Hey, Danny. No worries. I'm sure the haters have made your shorts into a thumbnail. I hope they do. That's why I got up and did that. You think I'm going to just flash my ass like that for no reason? I quoted your son the other day when my husband kept talking and I told him no more words. Smart. He looked at me and told me I was rude. And I told him I was going to put him in a hot oven. You may have a police report on you that you don't know about. I don't think we can say it as adults, just like 3-year-olds, minors, things like that. But good on you, Teresa. Thanks, Jojo. Hey, West Coast Fancy Nancy. When are you going to have your sister on? I haven't even talked to her. Like, I text with her every day. But she has quite the work schedule. Here's what I want to do, guys. I want to go see her. I really want to go visit her. I don't want to, I'm just covered in hair now. I don't want to overwhelm her, and I do not invite myself onto people. I don't do that. I don't impose. I don't like people that do that. So I want to speak to her about it and ask her and get her permission and consent to do so. But I'd really like to go see her. So that's that. I just don't know yet. Yeah, Margie Barr, he does, doesn't he? Tommy crossing his eyes like Moose. Remember when he did that? He really does look like that. Thanks for the reminder, Liz Tricks. Shark Week tax. Trixie, I love you, girl. Thank you for the super chat. Thanks for the reminder, and that really sucks for me. Sassy's dad, Conroe, Kathy Burkhart, Biggie Cats. You're on day 2 of your period, Rachel. My condolences. Hey, Rhonda McNeil made it. I love her. Rhonda, I really like some of the stuff you've been posting in the Facebook group. Hey, Susan Cook. Yeah, period, of course, brings on bloating, but I am, hey, Nana Mel. Hey, Sophia. I am noticeably, hey, Audra in Denver. Love you, babe. I'm glad you made it. I'm noticeably, Bee Lady. I hope you had a good birthday yesterday. I'm noticeably thicker. Like I can feel it. And it's very uncomfortable. And my eating habits are bad. And I've been eating more than I normally eat, stuff like that. And it's a bummer. I just want to say I feel for everyone who's going through that. Erica, I'm glad you made it, my love. I just want everyone to know we fluctuate and it's not easy. It sucks, actually. It's very uncomfortable. Hey, Dawn Pariso, because the more I eat like crap, and if I do put on weight, I get more tired. I feel sluggish. I took my walk before the rain today and actually went early this morning to walk. It was really cool. And I noticed even walking, I was like more out of breath. And I try to walk 7 days a week. I try to do it every day. If I miss a day, I do it 6 days a week. I can't believe there's 3 cats in here. And 2 of them, I have no idea where they are. And this is a tiny room. That's another thing I love about cats. Moose is the only one I see. Moosey? Is Seamus under the pink chair? I don't know. Thanks. You know, Muffet Lou, I picked this lip color today for the first day of fall. This is my fall winter. We kind of go a little darker and it looks good with black. Hey, Kaza, Katie Fulton. Katie Fulton. Katie Fulton? Remember the no T? Rocks in a box. Gloria, you mean Smidge? Smidge is sleeping on the ground because I had to brush her hair and she's really upset about it. So, really, the Bible talks about menstruation, Abigail? All right, Dix, let's not do this. You're going to put on a show during the show. Look at these 2. They are bonded. They love each other. They clean each other. They sleep together. They dick around like this. Look how cute that is. It's crazy to me that Seamus got bigger than Moose. Seamus, I thought, was the runt. I do need to get a pedicure. Sorry about that. I don't get my nails up here done anymore. I used to, but I don't. It's just too expensive. Look at Seamus hit a huge growth spurt. I thought he was the runt. And turns out he's not. He's huge. And it's funny. Cheap entertainment. Look at how cute. Putting on a show. That's adorable. I love cats. This isn't painted, Lori Lee. Deb S from the channel. This is embroidery. Look at that. She made that. Isn't that amazing? That's so cool. What are you dicks doing back there? Yeah, Seamus, knock that over. Hopefully Peace Lady isn't in the chat. Who's going to win this? Even I'm entertained. I know, Linda, it is amazing. Seamus, don't be breaking things on live TV. Look at this. They're so cute. They do this all day. They're wild little monsters. They're wild little assholes. Look at such dicks. I can't stand it. I'm smiling right now. This goes on at 2, 3, 4 in the morning, and I can't stand it. I don't get any sleep. They do this. They're little acrobats. Yeah, Christy, Lynn, they're amazing. They're little Look at this. This is what they do in my house all night long. All night long. All night long. Shameby, it's really annoying. So I wonder how much they weigh. What are they now? Like a year and a half old? Poor kid. Kid can't stand it. I'll tell you what though, kid has a crush on Seamus and it's really cute. Like she goes over and flirts with him. And if he doesn't flirt back, she smacks him in the face, kind of like I used to do to Tommy. I think that's cute. I'm sure that's where she learned it. But so speaking of, what happens in Cat Fight Club stays in Cat Fight Club. Hey, Ewa. Kitty play, B lady. Well, they're the same age, pretty much. They're like the same age. They were both dumped at my mom's farm. And when we get them, so we got Moose on Father's Day. The reason his name is Moose is because that was Tommy's dad's name. And Tommy was here when we got Moose. And as the cat whisperer himself, he went up and got him. We got him on Father's Day. So he named him Moose after his dad. And I think it's very fitting. Hey, Lydia Krause. And what was it, guys? Like 4 months later, 3 months later, Seamus got dumped at my mom's farm. And I went over there. Was one of the kitty Tommies? Yeah, I mean, pretty much. He picked him up and bonded with him. But Seamus also loved Tommy. And it was just really cute. I went over to the farm where Seamus was dumped. And I got out of my car and he just came walking right up to me. And I went, oh, all right, we'll take this one too. 2 for 1. And I thought they were going to hate each other because I thought, Mosey? 2 males. I thought, oh God, they're going to hate each other. And they were about the same age. And we had their shots. Hey, DS Kitty Dan, we had their shots done and we had them neutered. They were not neutered. No chip, no nothing. And I thought they would absolutely hate each other because they were 2 males around the same age. And it was a miracle. They love each other. They're totally bonded and they sleep right next to each other. And they give each other baths all the time. It's really cute. It was really cute. Anyway, I do have a topic, but it's fun to just kind of, hey, quit dicking around. Not in this house. Not up in here. Kestrel. No, Kestrel. No. Oh, B lady, I'm not going anywhere, actually. I'm not going anywhere. I'm not dressed up at all. Did you see my shorts? I just put on a nice shirt like you would for a Zoom call. Debbie A, welcome in, babe. I do have something I actually want to discuss today. So, hey, Liz, are you in here? Are you still in here, I should say? She super chatted me. I know she was in here. I'm assuming she's still here. Now Bo's going to get involved. Bo gets in and starts playing with him too. And then it's really a nightmare. Bo. Oh, he's such a good person. And he plays with his brothers because he doesn't have anybody else to play with. But they play with you and they jump on your back and they smack you in the face and you chase them around the house. And they love it when your hair is all poodled out like this so they can really cling on to you. Aline, welcome in. Did Liz say yes? Where the heck is Liz? Liz. Damn it, Liz. Liz, get it together. Where are you? Okay. Here's the thing. I'm going to make a ruling on this. I'm going to make an executive decision. I was going to ask Liz if it's okay to read her text she sent me this morning. No, Sophia. I know that she's okay. Hey, Liz, can I read that text about the 3 thing? Because I kind of want to talk about it. Just for a sec. You don't mind, do you? I don't have to read the whole text. I just wanted to read that one part. The cats do ride him like a pony. They do. They love Bo and they sleep with Bo at night. And he's best friends with them. He says, my only friends are 2 dumb bum cats and my mom. And the only reason I'm friends with my mom is because she feeds me my lunchies. Okay, she said yes. Yeah, Alana, you have 4 cats. Look at these dicks. They're so cute. Such jerks. There's something to be said, though, guys. When you rescue animals and you do all that and you get them neutered and you take them in and they work out so beautifully like this, I'm going to eventually, if I move and I move somewhere that's not going to take 5 animals, I probably will rehome them. I had somebody that was going to take them and it ended up not working out. And that's okay too. I'm not in a rush to get rid of them, but they would have to go together. Like they would absolutely have to. Okay. So Liz, I don't know who this person was, Chuck Swindle. I didn't know who this was. But Liz says, I listened to a radio program by Chuck Swindle called Insight for Living. He takes his Sunday sermons and breaks them into smaller chunks for a radio broadcast. Today's topic was interesting, guys, taking responsibility for your own actions. Wow, what a concept. They say when you get them, this was interesting, and I've never heard this before. They say when you get a message from God, you will hear it 3 times from 3 different places to confirm that it's from Him. Isn't that interesting? They say when you get a message from God, you will hear it 3 times from 3 different places to confirm that it's from Him. I don't know if that's true or not true, but I think it's interesting either way. And hey, you guys, and he's an evangelist. I'm not sure. Is that a religion? Evangelism? Hey, Theo. Could be, B-Lady. But here's the thing. In the last few months, I have lost 3 people that were very close to me. And I was having a discussion today. This is going to go all over the place. But stay with me if you would. If you don't mind, try to stay with me on this, because this is kind of one that I need some feedback and insight about. Thanks, B-Lady. They didn't die, just so you know, B-Lady. I lost 3 people that were close to me, and it was just time. It was just kind of one of those things. They came for a season, and I think it was just time. But here's the thing, guys. I have been since I've been talking to God and learning about God, I've been asking for certain things. You know, it started with me just praying for peace, or asking. I didn't know what praying really was. But I was asking for peace, and I thought that was a great thing to ask for, because for me, peace is the ultimate gift. It turns into all kinds of other things. Peace can bring all kinds of joy, happiness, all kinds of things to you if you just ask for peace. That's where I started. Once I started getting comfortable and getting to know God and feeling a little bit more at ease with God, and not like I'm taking up all of His time, and I started to ask for kind of specific things. And one of the specific things I asked for was, I said, hey, Jan, I said, I have trouble with people. Oh, the gemstones are evangelists. Okay, that makes sense. Is it that easy to just ask for it? Well, it was for me, Jan, but I didn't know anything about God, and I had not really been to church other than 3 times in my life, 4 times. So it was that easy for me. I just talked to Him. I love you, Jojo. I'll see you tomorrow, babe. Hey, Trisha Kelly. Hey, good. Trisha Kelly's better. Her cold is gone. I love that. I asked God specifically. I said, hey, now that we know each other a little better and I feel more comfortable with you, I don't like the idea of just asking God for everything. Make it happen yourself a little bit too there. Like, don't be lazy. And the other thing is, it's like, do you ever ask God how He's doing? Like, or are you just like, hey, I need this, I want that? It's like, do you just hand Him your grocery list? Or like, I kind of felt, hey, old Charlie, this may seem weird to you, but I feel like it's not very cool etiquette. Like, I felt like I wanted to get to know God a little bit, and I did. I was like, you know me, I don't really know you. I'd never met you before. So I kind of feel like I just wanted to talk and have some conversations before I was just like, hey, can you help me with this? Can you help me with that? Like, first I was like, hey, I just want to say thank you. Like, I really did. I was like, I just want to like start with a daily, like, here are some things that I know that you helped me with, even when I didn't know you were there, that I'm very grateful for, such as getting removed from Scientology, saving me and Huxley from that, right? Like, all the close calls that could have happened to me as a child. I know you were there. I didn't know you were there at the time, but like, I just wanted to acknowledge God. Well, same thing I do with you guys. I wanted God to feel seen and heard by me. I do not just want to be like, hey, can you do this? Can you help with that? I'm sure He can, and I'm sure He will. But why don't you, like, it's a two-way thing. For me anyway, it is. Aline became a member. Thank you, Aline. You're so cute. Aline, you look like you're from Whoville. You're just a cute little cartoon character like Joel Sachs. He looks like he stepped out of the Peanuts show. And you look like a cute little Whoville girl that came from somewhere with Gertie. I mean that in a really cute way, by the way. So, something I've been asking God for, once I felt like I got to know him, um, I did. Sophia, speaking of Whoville, good Lord, girl, somebody got a blowout today. She won't take a bath, so I do too, B lady. She won't take a bath, so we had to compromise and brush the hairs. Buffy, Armine, we brushed the hairs. Look at how golden. Look at the holy hay. God said, this is holy hay, and so mote it be. He said, let there be light and frosted mini wheats with eyes. And that's what happened. That's what happened. And he said, the holy hay floats across the valleys. And that's what we do. If you're not going to take a bath, you're going to get brushed. And that's the way of the Lord, and that's what he told us to do. Now we're really going to be covered in hair. So, okay, Tammy. Oh, Joanne Holly, it's a lot. It's a lot of sass for just a little person such as yourself. Do you ever feel so? She says, absolutely not. I judge you all the time. So, I don't know what that means, Judy Lee. You freeze all the time? What does that mean? What type of brush? I don't know, B lady. It's something I've had for years. Hey, jealousy. Hey, jealousy. Don't worry, guys. It's not like I'm trying to stay on track here and people aren't just listening to what I have to say. No, why would you think you were interrupting? Of course. Of course, we can just stop everything and talk to you. Oh, he's so nice. He's a great person, and he gets sad. He feels left out. He says, I wasn't born in a manger. No, but Christ loves you just as much. Hey, baby steps. Good to be pray with gratitude and praise. FYI, not watching chat. Hi, all. Baby steps, I'm glad you're here. I was asking, and thank you for your super chat. I was asking about my, I love you, Heather. Thank you. I'm grateful for you as well. I was asking about my ribelsis, and like it really screwed up my body being off of that for a month and then getting back on a lower dose. Man, baby steps, I feel messed up. I'm like sweaty and I'm fat and bloated. Like, look at even my face, guys. I can see it. My neck and my face looks like bigger. I hate it. I don't feel like I look good fat. Hey, Irish Mart. Jen Pookie, did I say hi to you? Sherry Taylor, I said hi to you. That's okay. I wanted to do it again. Okay, so seriously, I'm trying to do stuff. Do you mind? Well, we think you're a great person. Well, he's so friendly. Well, he's a good boy. He's a good boy. I do the Finn voice with him. My little boy. He's a good boy. He likes to be told he's a good boy. He says, I know I am, but I wish you'd tell me more. I do. I listen to you. So, boy, you really threw things off. And it was worth it because you're cute, but I don't remember a time before this. Do you know how many people have said this? When I worked, okay, baby steps. When I worked in senior living, they carried her around like this and they would put her in their walkers and push her around. I've never in my life seen a dog just be that actual toy. She doesn't care how long she sits there. That's so cute, Angie Mo. It's unbelievable. She'll sit like this forever. It's unbelievable is what it is. It's just almost like it's not real. It's a fairyland baby woodland creature falling asleep right there, right in front of everybody. She's not real, Smidge. Smidge, are you even real, Smidge? Buffy wants to know if you're even real, Smidge. Been calling her Smidge because she's Donnie. So listen up. What was I saying? Damn, it was really important until these, what do you call them? Hoodlums showed up. Okay, I remember. So, sorry, Smidge. I'm just going to readjust. You don't mind, do you? Okay. Well, you can kind of lean back. That's fine. Yes, thank you, Audra. Yes, Don Pukavista, I think so. Liz's text. Let me talk to the audience now, please. I have to talk to our friends. So I didn't forget Liz's text. What I'm trying to say is what the thing that I started asking God for, okay? The thing that I started asking God for, Jen, is I said specifically I need help with something. And this is something that I was also talking to my therapist about. Green eggs and Graham, it's nice to see you, babe. And that is, I need help. Melissa, mine did too. I need help with boundaries and letting people cross them. And I need, hey, Kelly. Wow. Hey, Mary Barons. I'm loving all your content. So much growth and wisdom happening and refreshers for all. Kelly, thank you for validating me. That feels right. I'm in a good place right now. And Kelly, we're about to get into why. Guys, I need you to open your ears for this one. Huxley, can you let your whole family out this time, please? Hey, Winner 500. I can't do this. Look, I love animals, but I can't be in tight spaces, run a YouTube channel, talk to the chat, and keep track of my story with the Lord. Thanks, Rachel. Yeah, Nana Mel, boundaries are incredibly important. The entire trio are in here. Can you please let them all out?
I'll just leave the door open.
Well, I don't want the door open. Okay. Well, now everybody's leaving. Seamus seems to be pretty content. Kid's good.
All right. Want me to close it?
I don't really know. Oh, we have to stop the show. This is Winston. Did you go get... I'll tell you when they went out again.
All right.
This is Winston. This is Bo's favorite friend. Thank you, Trisha Kelly. Did you go get Winston just to show everybody? That is so cute, Bobo. If you don't love that, then get the hell out. You got to adjust your lifestyle if you don't love that. God, that's cute. Hey, Mimi. Oh, no, that's not a new baby. We've had Winston for a long time. Oh, you went and got your baby. Did you go get Winston? You're a good boy. Did you guys see it? Listen, did you hear it? She bites Bo in the face. I've never seen you do that on camera. Punky, you can't do that on camera. Okay, you're going over there. You just smudged my glasses, Gert. Damn, Gert's savage. You guys didn't know that. That scared you. That's sad. I'm sorry. I hate it when she does that. That was mean. Punky, that was mean. Are you all right? He's breathing heavy from that. It's okay. You're 85 pounds and you let the 6-pounder get you and you got scared. It scared me too. Okay. Look at my hair. All right, let's do this. I'm actually starting to... Okay, can you guys let me... I'm upset with you. That was mean. That was uncalled for. The chat's upset with you too. That was really rude. Show your face on live TV. That was incredible. She double whacked him. That was really, really rude. I know we'd open our ears if you'd stay on track. Punky, that was mean and you should apologize to everybody. And she said, F you, I'd do it again. I'm not feeling sad about any of it. I'm glad I did it. Oh, that's uncalled for. All right, you just go sit with your thoughts and think about it. Okay, let's get on track here. Sorry, let's do a do-over. Katie did it. Welcome in. You came in at the right time. Renee B, no joke. Smidge is being a bitch. Muffin Lou. Bitches be bitches. Yeah, the face of no remorse. That was so mean. It was mean. She does it to him a lot. She does that. She just like, it's like, I feel like it's like a cobra. She's just like, she just does it really fast. It's mean. Nobody ever sees it coming either. Just Gert and the Lord. That was hardcore. That was hardcore. Okay, let's get back to business, shall we? Good God. Good Lord, girl. Wait till original Anne sees that. She's going to be really disappointed in your life choices. No, she's not sorry. Bitchy wheat. It was lightning fast. Yeah. Her age has not slowed her down in the snap department. She will snap at Bo. Marie Marion, you missed a lot. She's a snapping turtle. I know. You didn't hear it. You probably didn't hear it, but she gave a low growl too. She's a smidge is a bidge. Okay, so B lady, I would take a Benadryl. That's my guess if I got stung by something. Abigail, let's break this up with your beautiful words. Since you're exploring other forms of God talking, here's the ACTS acronym to pray. Adoration, praise for his nature. Okay. Yeah, baby steps. Confession, acknowledging your sin. Thanksgiving, expressing gratitude. And supplication, making requests. Huh. Becky Wiegand. Gertie went, come get some. She did too. And he never does anything back. Bo is the sweetest boy. He is such a good dog. He would kill her. In one bite, he would annihilate her. Bo is enormous. Hey, Panda. He never growls back. He just cowers and comes over for hugs, and it's depressing. It makes me sad every time. What a bitch. Abigail, this is super helpful. As a matter of fact, I need to take a photo. I'm really enjoying some of these so much so that I go back after the show. He even just brought his baby in here to show you guys. He just brought Winston in here and he was like, hey, everybody, look at my toy. And she was like, psh, F you and your toy. Thank you, Abigail. He is a gentle giant and she's a tiny bitch. God, I hate that about you. That's mean. That was mean. And there's nothing we can do about it. This is beautiful. So praise his nature, acknowledge your sin, expressing gratitude and making requests. Abigail, thank you for that. I've never heard of that, but I love it. And I will remember that because I took a photo. Thank you for the super chat, Abigail. So I've been asking him specifically for, this is dragging out and I apologize, specifically for just help with that. The boundary crossing. Okay. Guys, this is why I've changed my tune on being such a believer. I don't know, B lady. I just knew nothing about God. Guys, coming from Scientology, I knew nothing about God other than he doesn't exist. And we're not really supposed to question or ask about it in Scientology. So I really didn't know God. I still don't really know God because I don't know the Bible. I just know my connection with God. I know it was sad. I just know my connection and I know what I feel and I know what I know and it feels right. Scientology never felt right to me. It always felt forced, always. And I was always in trouble. That was the other thing I hated about Scientology is I never applied it right. I didn't do it right. I always got in trouble. And it was like, this doesn't feel like a religion. Like it just felt, you remember the reel we watched about 3 types of people in your life. And the second type is the one who comes in for a season. And those are the people that you're always frustrated with because they've overstayed that season. That's kind of the same thing. There you go, B lady. I'm glad. It's kind of the same thing. It's like the square peg was in the round hole and I just overstayed my welcome in Scientology is kind of how I feel. Like I overdid it and I couldn't make it work for me. I couldn't understand it. I couldn't apply it well. Did Fred ever talk to you about his relationship with God? All the time. All the time. Fred had a thick white leather-bound Bible that he carried with him all the time. And he prayed very loudly every time he was going to eat a meal. And Fred had a very tight relationship with God. I was always, he has Snoopy ears, Hope. I was always impressed by Fred, how chill. So I was always afraid of God until Fred. I was always afraid of God because, oh, I love that. I'll read this in a sec. I was always afraid of God because I feared him. It was the unknown. And I was told he wasn't real, but I felt like he was real. I kind of felt like there was a bigger presence than me on this planet and like in this universe. And I was like, if God isn't real, like I just didn't know. There was so many questions and they're still there for me, but I feel comfortable being able to ask them and go there in my mind without getting in trouble on the cans, right? Big difference now. I'm free. So Fred would always talk about when he dies to call this funeral home and just go through the steps. And I was like, I can't do this. I can't talk to you about this. And I would start crying and I would say, please don't bring this up. Hey, Wendy Brewer. And he'd go, sweetheart, it's no big deal. He would always say, he made it so unscary. He would go, honey, when God calls my name out of a hat, that's all there is to it. You just go home to God's house. And now I understand that better because it's true. When you die, if you just go home to God's house, it's not the ending, it's kind of a beginning. And that's how I hate drive-in fan. That's kind of how I feel now. He made it so light and no pressure and easy and not fearful. Like he would just say that. He'd go, it's all right. He's like, God always calls everybody's name out of the hat eventually. And when he does, it's just time to go home to his house. Like it was just so like, I never thought about it like that. Like he made it so simple. And it was really quite lovely. It was quite lovely and just not intimidating like it had been my whole yeah. Angie Mo. I love this from Liz. Scientology not feeling right was God trying to break through to you. See, thanks, Wendy. There's so many lessons I'm unfolding daily that have never happened. Oh, he had faith. That's correct, Sophia. Have never happened in my life. I've had dream visits from Fred a few times. Rosangela, when Finn died, the cat, I was bawling when I took him to put him down. This was my most recent dream. But Fred comes into my dreams a couple times a year and he always goes, "Hi, sweetheart." He's always really loud and then he leaves. It's just like to say hello. But I was bawling and I was on my knees on this table. The cat was on a table dying at the vet's office. And I was on my knees so I could be at eye level. And I was bawling and I was talking to the cat and I was talking to Fred. And I said, Fred, please just help him cross to the other side. Please just take him, like make it, explain the ropes, however the afterlife happens. Cause I know Fred's around. So I know there's some kind of an afterlife. I don't know what happens, but I just said, please. I said, please make sure he makes it. Just make sure he makes it. And I had a dream in the middle of the night that night. And it was the most, oh my God, it made me so emotional. I thought about it all day long. Mary Barron's, yes, I love that. All day long, I thought it just put me at so much peace. Fred popped into my head in this dream and he stayed for just the second he always does. Hey, Helena. And he said, he made it. He popped into this instant second. And all I saw was his head, his face. And he went, he made it. And I woke up so at peace. Oh, it makes me want to cry. I woke up so at peace. I was so worried about that cat. I did not want that cat to die, but I knew it was inevitable, like Fred. I knew it was inevitable. Fred was 95 and I was 35. I knew it was inevitable. We were 60 years apart. I knew that day was going to come. And I felt the same way about the cat. I hated it. I fought it. I protested it, as a Scientologist would say. I love that, Mary Barron's. And I knew that day was going to come. God was going to call Finn's name out of the hat. Just like Fred said. He was like, it's all right, sweetheart. It's not scary. When it's time, God's going to call your name out of a hat. And I knew that was going to happen and I fought it and I shouldn't have because it ended up being a beautiful thing. And I hope I see him again one day. I don't know how all that works. Christy Lynn Wilson, regarding death, scripture says to be absent from the body is to be present with the Lord. Ooh, that's beautiful. Christy Lynn, is that New or Old Testament? Can you tell me? Hey, Rain. Is that new or old? To be absent from the body is to be present with the Lord. I love that. So that was kind of Fred's message, Christy Lynn Wilson, right there is it's all right. You just go home to God's house, right? I liked that. I liked that. By the way, I'm not trying to push, I'm not doing a God stream here. It's just thank you for your super chat. It's part of this, what I'm trying to explain today. And it's one of those things I got to, okay. Thanks, Abigail and Liz and Buffy. It's New Testament. And I love that. Death isn't scary unless we're taught to fear it. Correct. Thanks, Hope. So she's snoring. Clearly, she really feels bad about what she did. She feels so remorseful that she's snoring. So this three thing. Thank you, Christy Lynn Wilson. Hey, Peggy Collins, and thank you again for the super chat, babe. I had 3 people that I lost in my life, and all 3 of them I lost in very strange, different ways, but very similar ways. Very similar. And all of them were a test of boundaries, big time, hugely. And it was like, I felt like this is just my belief. I'm not trying to push God on anybody here. And I hope everyone understands that. I know my people in this audience, and I know some of them are with God and believe in God and they have their faith, and others are like, there is no God, I believe in this or that. And I respect everyone here. And I'm not pushing this on anyone. And I hope you understand that. So I truly believe, though, now the way the 3 people left my life, it was like dominoes. It was like boom, boom, boom. And I swear it made so much sense with what Liz texted me today. It was like the first person I lost, I felt like the next one, God was like, now this one's going to be a little harder. That was kind of a test. This one's going to be a little harder. This one's going to push your boundaries even more. And I did nothing, just like the first one. By the third one, it got even harder. It got even worse. And they really tested me. That's all. They really tested me in my boundaries. And by the third one, I felt really good about it. And I felt really good at saying, hey, this isn't going to work. This is the end of the road for us. You've crossed it, and I'm not okay with it. And I have to say, it had to be a God thing for me because it's what I asked for. I was talking to God specifically about people walking all over me and me allowing it. And then it's unfolded so many other lessons for me. So let me I had a talk and I thought of something. I'm looking at things from a different perspective. It's like a different shift for me. And please don't ever take anything I say as like, poor me. Look what happened to me. I'm such a victim. I have a real button on that. I don't like it. I have to preface with that because I don't want to come off like I'm doing that. But there's no other way to say what I'm about to say. My dad is the first example of people that came along that this happened to me. So first of all, he was a leaver. He was very good at leaving. He disappeared. He was very good at coming into my life, disappearing, coming into my life, disappearing. And I went back and I thought about that. Hey, Barbara, wait. And I thought he did too. He would leave money on the table and leave for 3 to 5 days. And he wasn't there for me when I needed him. When I walked home, I walked home with a boy every day, to school a lot too. Sometimes his parents would take him one way or the other. So I'd either walk to school with him or I'd walk home with him. His name was Roy, and this was in 7th grade. And I waited for him one morning and he didn't show up. And I walked to school by myself and I got to school and this is unbelievable. I can still hear it though. I was in my homeroom and the principal got on over the intercom thing and he said, Roy, and I won't say his last name. He said, hung himself last night at his home, and he has passed. Hey, Nancy Stitchin, I love it when you make it. Thank you for being here, Nancy, and I hope that he's doing okay still. Thanks for updating me. And it was so rough for me. That was really shook me quite a bit. It was hard for me to understand, and my dad wasn't there. He was out of town when it happened, and the whole school like had counselors, kids were talking to counselors, and I felt really alone, and I couldn't call my dad to come get me, and I was crying, and I called a family friend, one of my dad's close friends that he played pool with. I called his mom. Um, I love that, Chris H. Yes, he was. And I called, did I just say, I don't know what I just said. My dad had a friend named John who he played pool with. John was married to a woman named Kim, and I called Kim from school. And I told her what happened, and I was hysterical, and she came and picked me up. And I'm so sorry, Melanie Johnson, but I do love that you have dreams with her. And I'm sorry, Don Pariseau. He did. He said it over the PA system. Yeah, Muffet Lou, it was really, really traumatizing. So when my dad finally got back, he said, you should have never, this is rough. And I don't know that I've ever shared this part of the story because I'd never thought about it until I was asked about it recently behind the scenes. He said, I would explain to him what happened and that Kim had to come get me. And I was really struggling with the loss of my friend. I'm in 7th grade. And my dad says to me, you should have never been hanging out with that kid. He's not a Scientologist. Like my dad isolated me big time from having friends growing up. They weren't Scientologists. There were no Scientology kids in Omaha that went to school with me. So that pretty much leads me to 0. And he said that kid was probably on psych drugs. He was a degraded being. He was like, it serves him right. We don't want people like that on planet Earth. So better that he's gone. And that really was hard for me. Like it was so detached from any kind of human feeling for anything. And it was similar to my dad saying like, gay people shouldn't even be here. Like they're worthless. They shouldn't be on planet Earth. I mean, that's how Scientologists think. And that kind of thinking, I always thought like, this isn't comfortable. This doesn't feel right. This is the square peg in the round hole thing. I can't get on board with it. Even when I was a child, I was like, I can't get on board with this kind of agreement, like group think. I can't do it. And so those are just examples for you guys. Well, Shelly, if someone commits suicide, okay, if someone commits suicide, when you find out about that as a Scientologist, it's an automatic, they were on psych drugs, best for them to go. It's an automatic, like Roy was on psych drugs. I don't know why you were friends with that kid. I'm glad that he's gone. He was just very matter of fact about it, just wrote him off like he didn't exist. And that was really hard for me. Abigail, closing. The Lord is my rock, my fortress, and my savior. My God is my rock, in whom I find protection. He is my shield, the power that saves me, and my place of safety. May the God of my salvation be exalted. That's beautiful. Wow. Abigail, I know that you have to go. We love you. Thank you for the super chat and the beautiful scripture, girl. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Scientology is a fake religion made by a person like your dad for people like your dad. Heartless. I agree with you 100%. And the absence of empathy in your dad is almost pathological. Yes, Alana. And Bob says your dad was a shell of a man. Scientology doesn't think about relationships like we do, meaning no personal connections. Not at all, B-Lady, none. That's why starting at the age of 5, it was personal connections and the feelings that go with that, like love and things like that, are cut out of you. And it truly, B-Lady, my dad used to run around saying, no H-E-and-R in this house. H-E-and-R stands for human, emotion, and reaction. So you're absolutely right. It is a thing. It is trained out of us. It's part of our reactive minds to show emotion and reaction. And L. Ron Hubbard doesn't want any of that. We want cold-hearted soldiers that are ready to go into battle. I didn't go to the ranch. No, I went to the cadet org in Clearwater. Where do degraded beings go is an afterlife, according to Scientologist beliefs. Katie Fulton, everybody picks up a new body. So it's the same as anybody else. But a degraded being would probably pick up a new body and go into like a super high crime family, or go into like a body that's already addicted to psych drugs or crack or something like that. Degraded beings are going to pull in a lower quality of life in their next life, just like they did in the last ones. So I'm used to that, right? Like I'm used to him leaving and shitting on me and making horrible statements about human beings that just are so uncalled for. And I'm quite used to that. I'm not comfortable with it, but it's all I really had around me, because I didn't have my sister there and I didn't have my mom. It was just me and my dad. So I got to listen to him shit on people all the time. And in that time, I remember asking him, I said, I have a question. I remember this. I was in his bedroom standing next to his TV, and I was young. And I said, I have a question about God. And he was like, why? Yeah, Diane McGraw. And I said, well, I don't understand it. I don't understand it. And I said, I just want to know, like, what entails that? Like, why don't we believe in God? And he was like, well, first of all, there is no God. It's an implant. And he was like, second of all this bullshit about this pregnancy with Mary. And he was like, you'll hear all that at some point. He was like, don't believe any of it. It's not true. And we don't believe it. He was like, we're above that. We know what the truth is. And we know what happens when you die. And he was like, it's all an implant. None of it's true. And he was like, what else do you need to know? Great. Go do some studying. Like, he was just very cold about it. And I guess what I'm getting at is, eventually, what happened? What happened? I never thought of this until today. He turned on me. He turned on me. And how did I handle not celebrating Christmas with Huxley? I never celebrated Christmas anyway, B-lady. So when you don't celebrate it to begin with, you're not missing it. He turned on me. And I feel as though I have developed a pattern of choosing people in my life like that. And that was a bomb. That was a zinger for me to realize today. I tend to attract people that want pure control, but the second you establish a boundary, they turn. I noticed this. My dad, until not that long ago, I used to think, what did I do wrong? What could I have done different? You guys have no idea. I don't even know how to put this into words. The day my father left, I was 16. So until I was 38, every single opportunity I had to go in session, to do an ethics interview, to do a sec check, to do any example of anything I could do in Scientology, I would say, why can't we fix the relationship with my dad? We're saving planet Earth here. We are literally like, and I believed it. I was like, we're literally saving planet Earth. We are doing all these things to raise the standards of planet Earth, right? You can't bring me and my dad together. Like, that's shocking and upsetting. And they would always say to me, well, he's not OT, Reese. He will get there. He's not OT. Wait till he's OT. And you get yourself on the OT levels, and you guys are just gonna, as beings, just like, that's the bullshit they would sell me. And it made me so angry. I was like, I want answers. I want answers. Please, somebody tell me why. We can't have a relationship. I'm a Scientologist in good standing. He's a Scientologist in good standing. This is really an outpoint. I don't know if that's an English word for you guys. An outpoint is a red flag. It's an outpoint. Exactly, B-lady. But I didn't realize that till years later, right? So when my dad came that day to save me from Dan O'Connor, Maggie said, she did all this. She pulled all this in. She's the problem. Tell your dad what you've been doing. Tell your dad how you have a non-interbulation order. And I said, he goes, is that true? And I said, yes, it's true. But I got a non-interbulation order written on me as a 16-year-old child because 2 adult men sexually assaulted me. No joke. One of them came into my office where you're not allowed in. Only HCO personnel was allowed into HCO. He was the Treasury Secretary. Came into my office. My back is to him, and I'm at a filing cabinet filing ethics reports. This dude was like 51. I was 16. He flipped my body around, shoved me up against this cold metal cabinet, literally like almost knocked the wind out of me, scared the ever living out of me. And all in a half of a second, this dude's tongue was down my throat. His hand was up my shirt. He was groping me, and it was terrible. And then the same thing happened with another guy that was 31. Okay. So I got written up for that. I got in trouble for that. I got an order for me on that. I pulled that in. I had to apologize to my abusers for that at 16. And they told my dad, she's entertaining the men of this organization. She is single-handedly bringing down our statistics. No joke. And my dad looked at me and walked out of my life. You have had so much spiritual attack in your life that shows me you have such potential for good with God. Otherwise, Satan wouldn't have tried so hard to keep you oppressed. Love you. Well, I believe that. That's why I don't fear Satan anymore at all. Or like all the haters are just total, like to me, like soldiers of hate, right? They're just soldiers of something, Satan, whatever you want to call it, but they're soldiers of hate. I've been through that for 38 fucking years. Come at me. Come get some. I'm not scared. Like I definitely feel as though I walk with God now. I am not afraid. This is my time to be at peace, and nobody's going to disturb that. Hey, Professor Kakan, nobody's going to disturb that. No little assholes that make channels about me trying to tear me down. It's never going to happen. Thank you for pointing that out. Yes, I have been spiritually attacked a lot, baby steps, and I see it coming at me and I don't give a shit. I don't value it and I don't care. I just keep my eyes on the light. I am not going to focus on the dark because I was in the dark for a very long time. Thank you for your super chat. So I'll hydrate before you guys even tell me to. So what did he do? Once I said, yes, it's true that I have a non-interbulation order. Be not afraid. He comes before you always. I love that. Deborah Ricci, thank you for being a member. That's beautiful. Thank you. And that is true too, Joe. You have to know your darkness to see the light. And I know my darkness. I know what I'm prone to. I know what I've been through. I know the damage I've done to others. And I'm not going to partake in any of that shit anymore. That's right, Liz Tricks. And I mean that. I feel very serious about it. Come at me with your darkness. We will shine all kinds of light on that shit. I'm not afraid of you. I'm not worried about it. They don't intimidate me. I'm not worried. We're the eagle, right? The only predator an eagle has is the crow. The crow gets on the eagle's back. What does the eagle do? He flies as high as he possibly can, which is way higher than a crow can fly. And the crow has to fall off because he's in too high of an atmosphere. He can't be that high. That's how I feel about it. Come get some. We'll just fly higher. It's exactly what we'll do. And if you're not coming with me, I don't give a shit. I'll do it by myself. It doesn't matter to me. It doesn't matter to me. I have all the strength I need. I can do it in numbers or I can do it alone. It doesn't matter. I can be a one-man show or I can have my whole community. It doesn't fucking matter. Muffet Lou. Do it. I'm serious. Do it hard. Do it as hard as you possibly can. So, what happened when I said, it's true? Hey, Time Mark, it's true, but that's not how it went down. And I'm not entertaining the men of this organization. They attacked me. They literally attacked me like a jester at a party. They came up and grab-assed and groped, and they thought I was an object, and they didn't look at me as a human being. And even worse than that time, I was a child. I was 16. That's some sick-ass shit right there. That's some predatorial shit, okay? He turned on me like that. He erased me from his life. He zeroed me out. Rather than drawing a line under my name, he drew a line through my name. That easily, that simply. So I realized that I tend to choose people like this. And I thought, when was the next time I chose someone like that? Jeff. But I was like, wait a minute, Reese, back up. Back up. And I had to think through some sick ass shit today, and I want to share it with you. I thought the nicest people, I thought I was so lucky to step into the life of Doug and Brenda Argis, Huxley's grandparents. And I thought, oh, finally, like the family I always wanted. And when I got married to Michael, immediately they were like, you're the daughter we've always wanted. This is our daughter, our daughter. And I felt so warm and loved. Until the other day when I told you the birth story of Huxley and how that all came about and how Doug slowly but surely kind of started to hone in on he was the smartest. He was the most intelligent out of the whole family, I believe. He was the most of the predators out of all of them, and he saw an opportunity and he took it. And he was smart. He was smart. I'm not a dumb shit. Especially, I mean, I'm not bright education wise. I couldn't do a showdown with you at all on world facts and history, but I'm not a dumbass when it comes to reading people, feeling things, energies. When something's not right, I definitely am pretty good at sizing people up. Didn't see that at all. Doug was smart. Did they treat you like your daughter after you guys got divorced? I remarried 2 times after that. And they were best friends with Fred and they were best friends with Jeff. We would always laugh because with Jeff, we still went to dinner every Sunday night with Doug and Brenda, my third husband. And I was like, how funny is this? We'd sit at dinner and we'd be like, this is crazy that you guys are my in-laws from 2 husbands ago. And it was like, ha, 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 ha. And yes, they hung out with us all the time. We did things all the time. Doug is in Clearwater. He lives in Clearwater, Time Mark. So he slowly but surely tightened down his grip, right? He tightened down his grip. And when I started to get closer, hey, Stella, to pregnancy, to the delivery, Doug was smart. He was like, let me help you financially. Let me do something for you. But it came at a cost, right? He was psychotic with our family as far as like, I'm in charge, I make the rules, I make the decisions, I'm the patriarch, I'm the moneymaker. And but it didn't start that way. It's kind of like Scientology, honestly. They don't throw all this crazy shit at you at first. They love bomb you. They make you feel special. They bring you in. They make you a part of their community. That's what they did. Strings attached. I don't know, Time Mark. Absolutely strings attached, right? They love bombed the shit out. Oh, our daughter. This is our daughter. But it came at the cost of taking Huxley from me. And I was thinking about this today. That's cute, Audra. I was thinking about this today. I didn't share this with you guys because I didn't think about it. It didn't cross my mind, but I was being interviewed on something. And when I shared the birth story the other day, the delivery story, girly dog, they groomed you 100%. And it took me years. It took me up to a week ago to actually see this. And that's how I know I'm doing the right thing with my faith. I'm not pushing it on you guys, but I'm seeing so many new things when I talk to God about the things I'm trying to understand and see. It's like this reel just pops up and I'm able to see new ways, new things, same story, but I'm able to go over it. It's like watching a movie you've seen 100 times and you go, I never noticed that before. That's weird that I never noticed that before. I'm doing that now with my memories. And Doug, how come he was okay with Jeff not being in Scientology? Was that all just an act? Oh, well, Jeff went to Scientology. He went to the grand opening of the Ideal Org. Jeff got a couple of assists. Brenda came over and gave him some body assists. Doug was not born in, no. they would talk to Jeff about Scientology, and they were slowly trying to bring Jeff into Scientology. He would come into the org with me for things. They just didn't get him to actually perform services or buy anything, but they were neutral with Jeff because he was compliant. Jeff would stand up for Scientology, things like that. So they were cool. He wasn't an enemy. He was actually an ally, is how they saw it. It was only a matter of time. They were definitely trying to get Jeff to do services. Thank you for your super chat, Joanne. That was a great question. So I didn't tell you guys this because it's honestly been kind of hard for me to talk about, but men in Scientology manipulated women, of course, but people just manipulated people, honestly, in Scientology, B-Lady. But yes, you're correct. Look at how cute. Look at how cute he is. Look at my little boy. My little orange floof. Little Seamus buns. Yeah, that's a good point. They were cool with Jeff because he was an abuser too and kept you under control. I feel like this whole thing, I feel like the dumbass in this whole thing, looking back on it. Like everybody had some, it's like I was a pie and everybody had a piece of me. Everybody had a form of control over me, whether it be financially or just like Jeff had major claws in me. He had me under control. And looking back, I just couldn't think for myself in a lot of ways. But hold on. I thought about this. It's just a tidbit to add to the story the other day. Doug, when Huxley was born, I didn't talk about this a lot until recently. He went into the NICU. I had gestational diabetes. As soon as I was diagnosed, my doctor referred me to a nutritionalist. I got a blood sugar monitor. I was given all this paperwork and educational items that said, like, do this, don't eat this, good carbs, bad carbs, check your sugars 4 times a day. Like they gave me the whole, packet. This was around 28 weeks. Hey, Jessamine, I'm only catching you up. I had to go report all of that to the org, and I had to go report it. I reported it to Doug, of course, and I reported it to my chiropractor. And all 3 sources were like, that is not true. Gestational diabetes is not a real thing. L. Ron Hubbard doesn't say it's a real thing, and it's a true statement in Scientology. This is very true. We said it all the time. If it isn't written, it isn't true. That's an L. Ron Hubbard direct quote. If it isn't written, it isn't true. So if I say something to you, immediately any Scientologist is going to go, really? Show me that in writing. Hey, Yorkie mom, show me in writing. Oh, you can't show me? Then it's not true. Fake news, false data. Isn't written, isn't true. So they told me gestational diabetes is not a real thing. Eat what you want, do what you want. So I did. And when I went to have Huxley, I had him at 38 weeks because my blood pressure was so high, I had to have an emergency C-section. So we performed this emergency C-section and I didn't even see him. I didn't get to see his face, nothing. His blood sugar was so off the charts. He went to the NICU for 2 weeks. I didn't see Huxley for 3 days. It broke me into a million pieces. And I don't talk about it very much because I'm not fully comfortable with what I have done there. I'm not comfortable with the damage I did to my body and to my son. And that I just ignored that really bothers me. This is not one of those things where I can go, well, I was 6. I was 25. Not okay. Like, can't blame it. Hey, Amy Edge, I can't blame it on, I mean, yes, I guess you would call that ignorance, if that's the right word. But at the same time, like, it bothers me. But I'm like, I was going to say, it bothers me I didn't do my own research. I didn't do my own research because I looked to the OT8s. I looked to the MLO, which is the medical liaison officer. And Doug would say to me, I'm a dentist. I have some medical training. Gestational diabetes is not a real thing. And I was like, okay, I trusted my people. They were what we would call opinion leaders. That's what we call them in Scientology, OLs, opinion leaders. Those were my opinion leaders. And I believed every word they told me. And I still don't feel right about it. It's like when my chihuahua died and I went outside to have a conversation with my sister because I was like, here's his symptoms, here's what's going on. And I was wasting precious time and I didn't know he was actively dying. And I spent 20 minutes on the phone with her describing his symptoms. But I went outside because Fred and Huxley were sleeping. So I didn't want to wake anybody up because it was like 6 a.m. And I came back in and he took 3 breaths and he died. And I'll never forgive myself for that because I wasted all that stupid time talking on the phone. But he waited for me to die. He waited for me to die. He went, and he collapsed. And I was like, oh my God, I could have just spent 20 minutes with him saying goodbye. And instead, like, I'll never forgive myself for that. It was stupid and it was careless. And I feel the same way about the gestational diabetes. Why didn't I listen to the doctor? Why did I destroy my body? Why would you question them? You were absolutely raised to not question teachings. Exactly. Melissa and I didn't. It didn't even cross my mind to question them, guys. Didn't even cross my mind. But that's a fucking problem. That's not an excuse to me. I'm still not okay with that. It was my body and I really screwed up my kid as an infant. I don't know if I could have killed him. Probably could have killed us both, right? And so he was whisked away from me. So the reason I'm telling you this, and I'm kind of dragging this out, but it feels important and we go where we go. And yeah, Becky, I understand. And I probably will one day. I'm just not ready to. I think you should give yourself grace. It doesn't matter how old you were. It was stupid Scientology. It was, but I don't know. I have a hard time with this. It's uncomfortable. It's an uncomfortable topic. And how many times do I say I'm uncomfortable? It's pretty fucking rare, right? Like it's pretty rare for me to be like, this is something I don't really talk about. I can't think of really anything else. I talk about everything. I'm pretty open and honest with everything, right? Like I laugh when people are like, you don't have to answer if that makes you uncomfortable. I'm like, we talk about my vagina here and my taint. Like I'm comfortable talking about anything. Baby steps, you can't blame it on you. That breaks my heart that you do. You did what you had been brainwashed your entire life. I know, Joe, and baby steps, you're right. And thank you for super chatting that. It's just, guys, I still battle with myself about that. I understand. And how many times, guys, have you guys told me things and it took me a minute to get on board? Yeah, Joe, it took me a minute to get where you guys were trying to guide me. I will get there. I know I will because I have time to reflect on this and really break it down now. But the point is, they take my kid, right? And I had this wonderful pregnancy. I loved him so much. I was so excited to meet him. And I was like, this is so cool. I would play music. I would talk to him. I would dance in the kitchen and I would feel him twirling around. And I was so excited. Yeah, B lady, I would love to. I was so excited to meet him. And so I had this whole birth plan in my mind and it really, really went poorly. And he went into the NICU for 2 weeks. I had a problem with, I had to have a neurologist come in after, the day after I had him because I still couldn't walk. So it was okay. They had to run some tests. I ended up being fine. But by day 3, I was peeing on my own, but I had not seen Huxley. I love you, baby steps. Thank you for saying that. Hugs to you in the process. Thank you for your super chat, baby steps. And by the 3rd day, Michael comes to me and he goes, let's go see him. You got clearance? Let's go. And I was like, I don't want to. I mean, I was broken. By day 3, I had been separated too long. And I wasn't prepared for that. I really, really, really wanted to meet him. And I really loved being pregnant. And I was not prepared to have him ripped away from me. And so many things were just weird at that point. Like my boobs were like porn star boobs, right? Like they were full, and we aren't allowed to breastfeed. And I got this lactation consultant coming in. Hey, Lacey Silver. And she's like, let's start pumping so you can go see your baby. And I was like, I can't. I'm not allowed to breastfeed because of my religion. And I was like, and I don't have a baby. You see him anywhere? He's not here anymore. And does Huxley know this happened? Not really. I have a hard time telling you guys. I don't think I could bring myself to tell him yet. I don't know that he needs to know, but if he does, I'll probably share it with him one day when he's older. I mean, he probably knows some of it. I've talked about it, that he was in the NICU. He knows that. And I just felt really defeated. And Doug would not leave me the fuck alone. And he was coming in. No mother is ready to have their baby ripped away or should ever have that happen to them. Baby steps. Thank you for super chatting that. And you're absolutely right. And everybody's going to see him. My mom wasn't in town because it was so bizarre. I don't want to share too much private information about somebody else. My sister had to have a surgery, like literally the same week I did. And my mother was very torn. She was like, I want to come for the C-section, and I said, you know what? Let me make a ruling on this. You stay with Brianna. I'll be fine. And she was like, but I want to come for the birth. And I was like, Brianna's scared. Stay with her. I'm okay. Like, I'll be all right. So my mom didn't come. So it was Doug, Brenda, and Michael. And by day 3, Doug's coming in, like rubbing it into my room. I have this beautiful birthing suite. Like I had this whole plan. Like I was going to be with him. We were going to go home together. Like I was so excited. I wanted to see what he looked like. And I was in that birthing suite by myself. Like Michael and Doug were in the NICU. And they would come back and they would be like, he's so perfect. And we did all these assists on him. And Doug was like, I did all this, this, and this. And I'm like, you are literally bonding. You're doing, like, I feel like you took that away from me. Little did I know he was going to do that the rest of Huxley's life. He just took him. Like he took him. He literally like took my child away from me. But it started kind of slow. God had both of you and Huxley in his care. No matter what happened or what decisions were made, you were both divinely taken care of and supernaturally loved. Look at you now. She's so loudly snoring. Love you, Joe. That's true, Liz. And looking back, that is very true. And it gives me a lot of strength. So thank you for reminding me. And I love you, Liz. Thank you for the super chat. Joanne, I believe it is bothering you more now because now that you're on the outside, you're seeing more clearly what you should have done. Yes. So your guilt has become more relevant now that you are bringing up all that happened to you. And I feel guilty. Yes, I feel bad. And I feel like I need to make amends. I feel wrong about it. Joe, we love you. Thank you. That's exactly it, Joanne Hawley. Yes, she hit that. That's so what's going on. Joanne, I love you, girl. And thank you for that. Thanks for pointing that out. That really is validating. Thank you for the super chat. So I never shared this with you guys. I've never shared this because I forgot. Till today, I forgot. So I'm in this hospital room watching like TV in front of my bed, just giving up. I just gave up. I was like, I don't need to see him. Doug's got this, Michael's got him. I just felt like a vessel. Like I said, I felt like a vessel. Like Doug believed that Huxley was his father. Doug believed his father died in like the 80s or whenever he died. I never met him. And he was hanging around bodiless, waiting to pick up a body to be back in our family. And so when I got pregnant, Doug was like, he was like, it's my dad and I can't wait to see him again. And hey, Marissa Martin. And that story just kept building and building. And it was all about Doug. It was all about like, this baby is coming just for me. My dad, he literally said, we're from the same home planet. And he was like, my dad has been sitting on a telephone wire for decades, waiting to get an opportunity to come back into our family. Did I believe it? Yeah, Stella. And I felt like this disgusting surrogate, like robot for Doug. Like he was going to take the baby, and he did. So I give up by day 3, and I'm like, I don't want to see him. Michael's like, let's go. And I was like, I don't want to. I really don't. Like, I was bawling. I felt crushed. I felt defeated. I feel bad saying that out loud, that I didn't want to, but I just didn't. I didn't feel like I bonded. I didn't get the opportunity. Tommy explained that to me once, and he was like bawling when I told him that story. And he was like, you realize like there are actual chemicals that are released in a woman's brain when she has a baby. Like she bonds with that baby immediately. And he was like, that was stolen from you. Like you didn't get the opportunity to do that for 3 days. That's a big gap in time. Like the baby was taken from me and I didn't get to see nothing. And in the meantime, they're coming in, Doug's coming in and doing assists on me and like running auditing actions on me. And he's like, I'll ask you that question again. And I was like, I don't have an answer. I don't want to. Like, I was like, I don't know. I was just like laying in a hospital bed and he was running all these Scientology assists. And I was like, I don't care. I don't care about anything. I don't care. I just enjoyed the last 9 months, every day of it. I literally had the best pregnancy. Like the only thing that sucked was the heartburn. Like I slept great. I loved it. People were great. Like I had a cool baby shower at my office where I worked at that were not Scientologists. Like I felt validated. I talked to him all the time. I danced with him. Like I would tell him stories and he literally was just like ripped away and gone. Like we were just separated. That's loud. So, when I finally saw him, he had needles in his head. He had a needle in his neck. He had a feeding tube. He wouldn't eat. His blood sugars were so messed up because I neglected my body and I didn't follow doctor's orders. So he was so messed up, he wouldn't eat. That was the only thing that was wrong with him. Not that like that's it. That's the only thing. It's terrible and it's frightening and it's alarming, but he just wouldn't eat. And he was in there for 2 weeks because he wasn't, and his blood sugars were fucked up, right? And the doctor would say, his blood sugars are really messed up. He won't eat. And my stupid Scientology in-laws were like, well, it's because he's over 10 pounds. He's just not hungry. Wait till we get him home. We'll put him on the barley formula. He's just not hungry because he doesn't want to eat that crap, that Similac crap. Like they just pushed it all back on like the medical field, like this crazy medical field. They don't know what they're talking about. It's because he wants the barley formula. And we told him about it. Love you, B lady. Like Doug and Brenda literally were so insane looking back on it. They were like, we told him when he was in womb, we told him when he was in your stomach that he was going to get this beautiful barley formula that LRH concocted and he's going to love it. And the reason he's protesting eating is because he doesn't like this crap the hospital's feeding him. And that's all the problem is. We just need to get him home and feed him the barley formula. Like this is so fucked up. Looking back, this is so twisted. Hey, Honey Lou. And here's the part I've never told. I forgot about this. So he was born, Huxley's birthday is November 17th, 2009. Okay. So it was freezing cold that year in Kansas City. No, why would you think that's loud? You're just interrupting. Hey, Brian Bolin. So it was freezing cold and it was November. Hey, Lily Mom. It was November and it was I think it was swine flu that year. I did have to go back and Google it, but I think it was swine flu that like everybody was freaking out about. It was passing around. And so no one was allowed in the NICU except mom and dad. And that wasn't normally the rules. Usually grandparents could come in, but they would shut that shit down. Nobody was allowed to come into the NICU but mom and dad. So when I finally go to see Huxley, I'm there with him all afternoon. And guess what the fuck happened? Doug comes in. And they made it very clear, no, nobody's allowed in. And oh, but Doug's allowed in, right? And I'm holding Huxley, and Doug got off work, and he comes in and takes him from me immediately. It's my first day meeting my son. I hate him, and I don't want to hate people. Hey, Martin, it's my first day meeting my kid. Doug's been bonding with him for days. And he comes in and takes him from me. Like, I'm sitting in this glider chair in the NICU, like trying not to sob because he has all these wires coming at him. And I'm feeling guilty for what I did to his body. I feel guilty. We could have avoided all of this. He didn't have to be in the NICU. We could have avoided this, right? Tommy was right on. You are now strong enough to begin processing and healing. Doug is a prick. Yeah, Tommy was right. Yes, I agree with that, baby steps. And Doug is an absolute prick. Thank you for super chatting that. So he takes him from me. And I'm confused as shit because I was told, like, only parents, right? So he's like, there he is. And he picks him up and takes him. Like, doesn't say, oh my God, let me get a photo. Oh my God, you're meeting him for the first time. Oh, this is such a moment. Nope. Fucking takes him right out from under me. Old Charlie, I don't know what you mean. And love you, Mary Barons. Have fun with your daughter. And you know what they did? You know how Doug got in? He goes, oh, I've been coming in for days. And I look at the nurses and I'm like, I thought, and I'm like, why did, and she goes, well, he's the family minister. That's the minister. And I'm like, I'm the mother, so I am the family. She goes, he told us that he's your family minister. This motherfucker. Scientologists aren't supposed to lie. Doug is an ordained minister in the Church of Scientology. So he lied and said, I'm allowed in. He didn't say I'm the grandpa. He said, I'm the family's minister. And I was like, are you serious? Like, this is just insane. So that went on. I got released after day 4 from my C-section. My house at the time was 7 minutes from the hospital. I was on maternity leave. Michael went back to work. So every morning I would get up, and I wasn't even supposed to be driving. All Scientologists lie to the outside world, don't they? Yes, it's called acceptable truth. It's called an acceptable truth. That's what they call it. So Doug said, and he explained this to me with Brenda, he was like, I know that I didn't say I was the grandfather. He's like, but I am a minister. So I'm not lying. It's an acceptable truth. That's how he did that. That's what Scientologists do. They'll go, just give him an acceptable truth. Such bullshit. So I get released from the hospital on day 4. I'm not even supposed to be driving. I had 18 staples across my gut. But I get up every morning and I go to the NICU and I sit with Huxley till about noon. And then I would go back home, let my dog out, get something to eat, and I would come back till the end of the day. So Huxley, Doug kept doing that. He kept coming in after work. And he would say, I'm the family minister. Well, I was there one night. Like, this happened like 5 or 6 nights in a row. He got away with this. One night, hey, West Coast Fancy Nancy, the head doctor was in there, and this woman was a badass. She was a neonatal surgeon, and she happened to be there one night. I really liked her. And she was talking with me, and he came in, hey, Charisse. And the nurse, she was like, is this your husband? And I said, no. And the nurse goes, that's their family minister. He's been coming every night. And she was like, every night? And she was taking this swine flu thing seriously. And he goes, yeah, I'm here to see. And every night he had come, he would pick up Huxley and he would do these weird assists on him. And he would hold him and he'd be like, hi, Huxley. He'd be like, I'm your grandfather, Doug, but he would like go over to a corner and quietly do it. See, they talk to Scientologists talk to babies like they're humans. He did not like baby him at all. He was like, welcome back. Welcome back to the human race. He was like, so if you remember, you know who I am. Like, you're my dad. And he would talk to him like that. And it was so creepy. And sorry, guys. And like by the fifth or sixth night, this doctor happened to be there. And she goes, yeah, they would talk to him like adults, Shelly. Thank you, Debbie. This doctor goes, family minister? And she was like, how many nights has he been here? And the nurse was like, oh, he comes every night after work. And she was like, not anymore, he doesn't. Like, we're not doing that. He could come one time. She was like, he's a minister. He can come one time, but he's not coming every night. She was like, sir, you're going to have to leave. She kicked his ass out. So he was done. Huxley was in the NICU for 2 weeks. So that went on for 2 weeks. I would go every day. I would go home and let my dog out. And then I would come back. And I just spent every day. Hey, a voice down under. I would spend all day at the NICU. So then I would come home, or when we got to take Huxley home, he finally ate on his own. That's what we were waiting on. He needed to eat on his own, and he just didn't. He wouldn't eat. So he had that feeding tube, and so he finally ate on his own, and he was released. And Michael and I brought him home. And this was like mid-morning. We got to bring him home, and I was so happy. And I was in the nursery with him, and I was just kind of chill, and it was just exciting to finally not have to go back and forth from the NICU, right? Doug and Brenda show up immediately when they get done with post. Doug comes at like 5:30. Brenda comes at 10:30 at night. The first night I get my son home. The first night I got my son home, Doug spent the night in the glider with the baby. Hey, Rika. Brenda spent the night on my couch in my 860 square foot home. I had nowhere to go. And they did this for the next few years. Like, they wouldn't leave. They would stay till 2 or 3 in the morning. And then they would take him on weekends. So Huxley's first night home, Doug hijacked my kid, kept him in the glider, and held him all night. And I was like, this is like, I'd never gotten a chance. I really never did. I never got a chance to spend any time with him. Doug was there all the time. And then during the week, Brenda would come at 10:30 when she got off post, and she would stay until about 3:30 in the morning. And then she would go home. And Doug would spend the night. They never asked if this was okay. They just did it. And that's what I'm saying. It was like insidious. He slowly took over. And what happened? I love you, Hope. What happened after that? I mean, he kept my child. I never got to have a Thanksgiving with Huxley until 2 years ago. Like, he hijacked the kid, groomed him, bought him everything. I couldn't keep up with that, right? But what happened when I left Scientology? Same thing my dad did. Turned on me, turned on us, left Huxley high and dry in the dust after all those years. 13 years of taking Huxley. Hey, whine a little bit more. 13 years. Oh God, no, Brian Bolin. Huxley cannot stand the thought of Doug. Oh, I didn't want more kids. Yeah. And got weird, right? Like, we've talked about this, like, slept with Huxley until he was older, showered with him. I found that out, and we put a stop to that. And Brenda told me, like, why, what's wrong with it? She was like, he slept with our boys until they were 12. Like, obviously Doug was just very, the ruler of all. That's how I think of him. Just like the ruler of all things, like, laid down the hammer. How do you think that works in Doug's mind, leaving his father, since that's what he believes? I think that, so Doug used to say, when Huxley grows up and has his first child, he would say, I'm going to drop my body and jump into the new body of the new child so that we can continue to be in each other's lives forever because we're from the same home planet. That's what he used to say. So, how do I think it works now in Doug's mind? Leaving his father. I think, here's what I think. If I'm Doug, I think he's saying, who cares? It's just one lifetime. I will catch back up with Huxley when this bitch is out of the picture, this suppressive person. Like she'll eventually be dead and I will catch back up with Huxley is what I think. So what happened there though? Very similar to my dad. Turned on us. Yeah, do you remember these? Hey, Kevin Conklin, do you remember these lifetimes, even if that were true, you know? No, I do not. Moms should be wrapped in love and support. Everything should be done for her to allow her focus on baby. I never got to do that. And so I was actually talking, I talked with Tommy about this not too long ago. And I don't talk about this a lot. I don't need to. The haters do it for me. But I do not feel, I feel like I am very weak when it comes to being a mother. I'm not a very good mom. And I'm the first to admit that. And what I mean by that is I'm very hands off. And Tommy was like, of course you're hands off. You never were given, it was stolen from you. You couldn't be hands on even if you were that kind of a mom. They took him every fucking night. They took him every weekend. They took him every holiday. Like you couldn't develop traditions even if you wanted to. So what'd you do? You gave up and you handed him over because there really wasn't any other option. And I'm not right with myself about that. Like even to this day, Huxley, hey, no one, Huxley will say something. And I'm like, sure, whatever you want to do. Yeah, that's fine. I mean, I'm not going to let him go walk on the highway or something. I'm protective that way. But like, I really am not like a helicopter. Like, what are you doing? What are you doing? What do you like? I just am kind of like, yeah, whatever. I trust you. Whatever works. Yeah. Okay. I just feel like he was watched, not raised by me. I never like, Frog Wizard, I love you. I understand. Even if I tried to develop like new things with Huxley, it was interrupted. Like I would say to Doug, like, I would say things to Doug like, hey, I think I'm going to keep him this weekend. I kind of want to take him to the pumpkin patch. And he'd be like, oh, sorry. Yeah, that's not going to happen. We already have plans. Doug was very clear with me, like, oh, you're not taking him. He didn't really like, he established that with me. Like, here's me and Reese, you're down here. And I will allow you to see him when I allow you to see him. But it wasn't like, well, let me see. He was very like, oh, no, no. I didn't come unglued on Doug. I tried to do it once and he is terrifying. Doug will, hey, Jules, Mark Davis, Doug will rip your ass in half. And he was very intimidating and scary. Martin, thank you for saying that. I know I'm not a bad mom, guys. I don't neglect him. I'm still in the fight. At least I haven't abandoned him, right? Like, I'm just saying, like, he pretty much, I don't feel like I raised him. I'm not sure what values he has. Thank God Huxley has always believed in God since he was like 5. He's talked about God. He's prayed to God. He's read the Bible. He wears a cross around his neck. Like, I'm glad he had some kind of value system built within him. Because I'll tell you right now, Doug didn't introduce that. That was something that Huxley just was born with. And I don't still know where it came from. So I'm glad that he had that. Hey, Bex, welcome in, babe. So again, turned his back. So dad turned his back, Doug. Well, then we meet Jeff. Same thing. Love bomb, love bomb. Oh, let me take care of you. Let me take a load off here. Let's do this. Let's do that. Same behavioral pattern, guys. Very similar behavioral pattern. The second they didn't like his belief in God, West Coast Fancy Nancy. I can tell you, they made fun of it. I remember Doug and Brenda were like, why does Huxley believe in God? Like, are you telling him stuff? And I was like, I'm not telling him anything. I don't even get to see him. Like he goes to school, I feed him dinner, and then you guys come get him. I think Fred had an influence, but Huxley believed in God before he met Fred. So Fred didn't introduce that. Yes, Debbie. They would make fun of it. They'd be like, who's telling him about God? That's why he needs to go to a Scientology school. They're telling him about God in school. And I was like, they're not. It's just built in. And they were like, well, that's ridiculous. That's ridiculous. Like, that's why we need to get him on course. Like, they really didn't like it. So Jeff did the same thing, right? Like, Jeff turned on me the minute I didn't comply. So my dad turned on me the minute I was like, no, dude, that ain't what happened, right? Like, those guys assaulted me. And he was like, bye, I'm no longer your father. Doug turned on us the second we decided we weren't going to be Scientologists anymore, right? Jeff, the second I was like, I don't believe in the jesters. You're cheating on me. You're going to naked parties and this isn't going to work. He was like, oh, okay. Well, I'm going to take your car keys and I'm going to cut off your credit card. And he turned on me. So like, no one's really worked with me. They pretend to work with me as long as I comply. Right? That's the pattern of behavior that I noticed this today in my kitchen. I think it's fascinating because I've never noticed it. So then I tell you about these 3 losses of friendships that I had. And it was the same thing as far as they were my friends until I stood up for myself in a lot of ways. And I'm not going to name people, and that's not the point, but there is one particular conversation. I had a conversation with one of these friends once, and I've never opened up about feeling lacking as a mother. Like really, really lacking as a mom. And I was driving one day to Gertie's vet. This was a few months ago. Hux's dad never stood up to Doug, no. And I want you guys to hear this because I've never shared it. I'm embarrassed about it. And I'm not going to go into pure detail because I'm embarrassed. So I'm talking to this friend, and this was a close friend of mine, and I'm driving to the vet. And this friend was like, I brought up the subject of I don't think I'm a good mother. And I said, I don't feel like I was able to bond with him like immediately. And it was always kind of taken from me. And she was like, well, you need to do better. You need to do more. You need to do this. You need to do that. And I was like, I will. I said, but in my own time. Like, she was being very pushy with me. Right. And I was like, I will in my own time. But I said, do you guys remember the other day? This is such a good example of this. Sometimes, remember this, everyone. Sometimes people don't want you to solve their problems. They just want to be heard. They just want to be validated. And in that moment, I just wanted to be heard and not feel ashamed. And this friend of mine was like, well, you need to do more of this. She was like, he's almost an adult. You better hurry up. You got to kick up the gas pedal here. Like, you need to kick it into high gear. Here's what you need to do. And I was like, that's like, I just wanted to be heard. And I just wanted her to say, like, I'm so sorry that you're going through this. Like, tell me more, but instead it was like, you need to do, oh God. So this broke me. This friend said to me, this is the question she asked. And I answered the question. You know what she said immediately? She goes, don't ever share this on your channel. Don't ever admit this on your channel. Hey, Stacey Tom, she said, don't ever admit this to the world, what you just said to me. And I was so ashamed. I felt so ashamed when she said that to me. And I was like, why? I even said that. I said, I would share that on my channel. And she goes, oh God, no, that would upset a lot of people. She was like, don't ever share that. Don't ever repeat that. She was like, let me be the only person that you ever say that to. And I was like, geez, like that's shaming, very shaming, right? And I was like, why can't I say that? I believe in my friends on my channel and my community. And I think they would welcome me with open arms. And I think they would understand where I came from. Like, I don't think they would judge me. So what's the question she asked me? Here's what she asked. And this is what I'm supposed to never share with the world. She said to me, so you don't feel that close to him, obviously. And I said, I mean, I do and I don't. I said, but I didn't really raise, half raised him. And I said, I don't feel like motherhood is my strong suit. Like, I don't feel like I got to know him super, super well because he was so taken from me all the time. And she goes, well, let me ask you something. And I want to know the answer to this. And I said, okay. And she said, if he grows up, if he turns like 25 and he says to you, like, I'm disconnecting basically, like, I don't want to have a relationship with you ever again, or I'm going to take a couple years away from you. She said, what would you do? And I said, I guess I wouldn't talk to him for a couple of years. And she was like, are you serious? And I said, what? I don't understand. Like, if I'm so used to disconnection, like that didn't even faze me. I was like, if one more person disconnects from me, I've lost 500 people. Like, and she was like, that's alarming as hell. And she was like, don't ever share that with the world, that what you just said. And I was like, boy, that made me really uncomfortable. I didn't say that to her, but I was like, really? And she was like, yeah, that's a terrible answer. And she was like, this is really alarming. And I said, I just didn't know what to say. And you know what she said to me? And this really, really, really upset me. And looking back, I'm glad we're not friends anymore. She said to me, it's really sad to me, Reese. And this is what I'm embarrassed about. And I don't believe it. I don't think that I told this to another friend. She was like, what? How could you compare those two things? She said to me, it's really fucked up what you just said. Your answer to that question is really fucked up. She said, but you're able to really like, well, before, okay, hold on. She said, she asked me about hugging. She goes, why don't you hug him? And I said, I do hug him. I just don't touch him a lot. Like, I'm not touchy feely. I was not raised touched ever. My dad, I can't think of one time my dad hugged me. My mother doesn't hug. My grandmother didn't hug. We are not touchy feely. I will hug people, but I am not like, it's not a natural thing for me to be like, Huxley, come here. Like, I did when he was little, but he's almost 16. Like, I'm not groping all over him. So she asked me about that. She goes, why don't you hug him? And I said, I'm not comfortable with it. I don't do it because he's a teenager and I feel a little weird. And she goes, that is so fucked up to me, what I just realized. And I said, what did you just realize? And she goes, you don't have a problem hugging Tommy. And I started crying. And I was like, why is she doing this? I said, that's not the same thing at all. Like, I said, I have sex with Tommy. That's not the same thing. And she goes, but it's sad to me that like you can hug him and sleep with him and care for him and cook a meal for Tommy. She was like, but you don't. And I said, well, I do all those things for Huxley, but it's very different. And she was like, but do you see the comparison here that like you're willing to do things for him, but not? And I said, no, I don't. And I'm really disturbed that you're comparing the two. Like, they're not the same. And I said to her in the moment, I said, and the other thing is, I said, I used sex for a very long time, and men, masculine energy, masculine attention, sex, all those things I ran into the fire for because of the loss of my dad, because of the way Proven G, because of the way my father treated me. I used sex for a long time to cope. Like, I tried to please men, and yes, like, I will openly admit to that like I had an addiction for a long time that I didn't know about or see. Right. And I was like, it's bizarre that you are comparing these two things because, and she goes, it's very similar though. She goes, you treat a man a different way, but you have a son that you're not like fawning all over. And I was like, that just feels dirty to me. Like, that just doesn't feel like the same thing. And does she have her own guilt? You weren't allowed to be the mom you wanted to be. You were breaking the horrible cycle. Yes. And the abuse from my dad, baby steps, totally makes sense to me. Why I have daddy issues, right? And like Man issues. Love you, Proven G. Thanks for coming to visit me. Right? Like man issues and dad issues. Like that's a whole separate book. You're not even in the same state as far as I'm concerned. Steph, thank you for the super chat. But like, you're not even, it's not even in the same ballpark as far as like, I don't know. I just know me and I know my issues with men. And I don't understand how you could compare that to your son. That's such a creepy, like, they're not even like within the same vicinity of each other. So the point is, this person ended up being really bad for me. The friendship went on for a long time after that. And the second she said that, we ended the call and she goes, "Do me a favor." And I said, "Yeah." She goes, "Do not ever, ever talk about this on your channel." She's like, "You'll get eaten alive." And I said, "Why? I don't pretend to be something I'm not. That's the whole point of my channel." "Hey, Original Ann, I missed you." I was like, "You have to understand, I don't come onto my channel and pretend to be shiny and clean and perfect. I'm not a commercial for something." Like I absolutely, hold on, I need a drink. I come out and probably overshare my flaws with you guys. And I used to in the past end a show and go, "Oh God, I probably shouldn't have done that." The only flaws, not flaws, the only things I wish I hadn't have shared, and I've already told you this, was the stuff, the segments I did with Tommy, where I took it too far because I crossed his boundaries of what he was comfortable with sexually. And also it's just trashy. I don't mind talking about sex, but like I don't think it's cool to share a sex life with someone and talk about all the things you do. That should be private and it should be intimate, right? Like keep some things to yourself. I regret that. But everything else I don't regret. And I don't regret sharing what I just shared with you. I'm not going to come out and pretend that, I'm this really good mom and I'm healed and I feel so good with the Lord about it. I don't. I don't forgive myself yet for allowing Doug to take him the day I brought him home. Allowing Doug to step into that NICU. Thank you, Original Ann. Allowing Doug to step into that NICU and pretend to be the family minister. The guy took over the day Huxley was born. Jessamine, I don't know what you mean by that comment. Nothing but love. Rooting for you always. You are a wonderful soul. Thank you. Thank you, Nothing But Love. And thank you for being a member. And guys, thanks for listening to this. I'm not embarrassed or ashamed to admit the things I just admitted. It's called growing and learning. Try it sometime. You come on and put all your shit out here for everyone to look at. The haters love to say what kind of a bad mom I am. And I think they think that's some kind of weakness, right? Like, I think they think that, like, if we attack her on her being, she knows she's a bad mom. So let's attack that and it'll make her cry. You can't. I'm aware of it. No one tears me down more than me. So, but by all means, continue to try. Have you ever asked Huxley, tell him someday, "Hey kid, I need a hug"? Yeah, oh yeah, we do hug. I mean, Hux and I are very close. We're closer. Thank God. Love you, Tammy. Thank God. And I mean God, that Scientology was ripped out of our lives and Doug is gone. That's what fixed the problem. Doug would have continued to drive a more and more of a wedge, and he would have made Huxley a Scientologist. By the time this was over, Huxley would have been in the Sea Org. So that's what saved us. Yorkie Mom, that is so nice of you, Pam. Thank you for gifting memberships. That is so nice when you guys do that. Thank you, Pam. And, it's easy to point out other people's flaws. And that's what that friend was doing. Right? Like, why don't you stay in your own fucking lane? And going forward, thank you, Martin, I'm not going to have friendships like that. We talked about this the last few days, and I'm going to keep talking about it. I don't have any more serious friendships anymore. I've lost them all. And why? Because I have been asking God to help me specifically with learning boundaries, standing up for myself, learning how to say no. That person steamrolled me in that conversation that day, and I didn't do a thing about it. And what happened, I won't tell you, but what happened when I finally did stand up for myself, I finally stood up for myself to this person. And I said, here's why I have a problem with you. And what happened? They turned on me. What happens when you stand up to people and stand up for yourself? I didn't say, bitch, bah, 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 bah. I didn't flip out. I just said, I have a problem. I'm now standing up for myself, and you are walking all over me. And here are the examples of that. And this person wrote me back and they were like, you're the fucking problem. Here's why you're the problem. It's not me, it's you. And I was like, wow, no accountability. And you turn on me the second I do it. Your relationship with Huxley is a beautiful thing. Christy Lynn Wilson, thank you. I love you. And thank you for saying that. Thank you for being a member. People love having full control over you. Yeah, Provin G. People love to run the show. And the second you finally stand up and go, I got it from here. Thank you. They're either going to be a cool friend and go, oh, wow, I'm sorry. I haven't experienced that yet. Or they do what Gene Wally did, Doug Argis did, Jeff Quabell did, and my friends. They turn on you. They turn on you. It's really hard for me to trust, Lori Lee. It's at this point, it's really hard for me to trust. And I know a lot of people don't like Tommy, and I don't talk about him a lot. But after what I did to Tommy, we have forgiven each other, and he continues to be a friend who says, I'm here for you. He didn't retaliate. I destroyed him in many ways, and he still didn't turn on me. He never did turn on me. That's the only example I can think of where I stood up for myself and I said, this isn't going to fucking fly. And he didn't turn on me. I haven't had really anyone yet walk with me. They depart and turn on me. She was never a friend. No. I feel that all you went through in the beginning of this life, of his life, and the way you feel about yourself as a mom makes you feel less deserving of trusting to be really bonded. Trust and forgive yourself. I'm working on that. I am working on that. Don't ever become friends with such an idiot. I'm outraged on your behalf. Her behavior should have never, ever been taken as some form of valid human opinion. Yes. Thank you for saying that, Martin. Martin, I really love it when you're in the chat. I just want you to know that there was a minute you I know you have a totally different time zone, but I miss you. I really enjoy your feedback. Jasmine, I mean, Tommy was a problem in the past. He most definitely is not now. I hate how people still harp on that. Tommy is a good man. You are one of my best friends. Yes, I will always protect you. Thank you, Jessamine. Thank you. And no one has to like him. That's the difference. I'm not trying to sell Tommy, and I've said that. No one has to like him. But he is absolutely a best friend of mine. No question. I'm not embarrassed or ashamed to admit that. I wouldn't be embarrassed or ashamed to see him. Like, that's out in the open. Something that will never be out in the open is anything beyond that, because I already made that mistake before. No one will ever know anything because some things need to be kept private. But I am not embarrassed or trying to hide the fact that Tommy is a very close friend of mine, and we've come a long way. And we've both worked on ourselves hardcore. True friends don't kick you when you're down. You are a fast learner and take accountability. I wonder what that friend's agenda truly was. The way Scientology destroys families on so many levels is insane. Lily Mom, yes. And what's really insane is I did not see, guys, this is something I need to work on. I didn't see it with that friend. I didn't see all of those red flags with Doug. I didn't feel like I could speak up. I love you, Jessamine. I didn't feel like I could speak up. When he came and took over, literally, I was the vessel for that baby. He didn't give a shit about me. Once the baby was born, it was like, yes, I love you, Audra, and I'm glad you support us both. I appreciate that. No one has to support him here. They just can't hate on him here. I won't allow that. Iwa, Tommy moved to Ecuador. Yes. I think Tommy will be a friend for life. You both had a special bond, a very special bond. Yes. And he's to me, he's a good person. He has a really good heart. Breeder. Yes. Now, here's the weird thing though. Yeah, Provin G, I love that. Here's the weird thing. I lost 3 friends. I just gave you an example of one of them, but all 3 were examples of that. Unfortunately, I just didn't give them all because it's not anything I'm trying to make public. But that goes back to Liz's text. That let me read it. They say when you get a message from God, you will hear it 3 times from 3 different places to confirm that it's from him. That blew me away this morning because I'd never heard that before. And so if that's true, I have been praying and asking God to teach me how to say no to people, to teach me how to stand up for myself and say, hey, I'm not okay about that. What does he like about Ecuador? I think it's just a better fit for him. Honestly, I mean, there's everything, the weather, the climate, the people are really nice. He likes the food. Isn't it interesting? Isn't it interesting that I lost 3 people due to crossing major boundaries, major fucking boundaries. I showed you one. I can't tell you what the other 2 did. It's actually really bad. Way more affordable. That's it, Biggie Cat. Yeah, Ecuador is way cheaper to live there. Way cheaper. Were the friend losses in close succession in time? Yes. It feels like you were given this great opportunity. And when I started the stream, I said it was like dominoes. It literally was back to back. Very close in time. And I feel like that was God going, okay, here's the first example. But yeah, Jessamine, here's the first example. But you're not going to learn just by this one. So here's another one. And that one came next. And I was like, damn, that's terrible. And then the third loss was really bad. And I was like, oh my God. But all 3 of them, I stood up to all 3 of them. And it ended terribly. And I'm sad. I'm sad for both parties. Like, they're not bad people. I'm not trying to say that. Thank you, Martin. So what Liz said to me this morning about the 3, I was like, that's crazy, because it really did. It was back to back, and all 3 of them were very similar as far as boundaries. Like, that was the major common denominator. And I just still am like so grateful for that. That's how I know. And I believe in God. I just do. I'm like, I've been asking for this. And then now what? So now that I've lost those 3 people that were really a big part of my life, my content has gotten so much better in my head. I'm not trying to be on a high horse here. But the reason I say that is my head is clear. My head is clear. I don't have all this toxicity going, I can't believe you do. I can't believe that. Don't tell your channel that. Oh my God, you should be ashamed of that. Like, I don't have that in my ear anymore. So it's really important who the hell is in your daily life. It is so important. I will be vetting the shit out of my next friend just because I know what I have to bring to the table. And I am not going to ever bring to the table, you should be ashamed of yourself. You did that? Oh God, never admit that to anybody. I would never fucking treat somebody that way. I've been through way too much, right? I've been through way too much to be doing that shit back to people, right? Tracy with a T, your friends liked the old Reese. Once you started setting boundaries, they realized they couldn't control you anymore. So Tracy, absolutely. That's what I'm saying. That's how it was with my dad, Doug, and Jeff. Provin G. Like, my content is better because I'm able to step away from that toxicity, and I'm able to be more clear-headed, and I'm talking to God more, and I'm just like, wow, That really makes a difference. Your tribe truly is your vibe. Who you fucking hang around can really, do I have a booger hanging out? Okay. Who you hang around can really be the worst thing to do is keep toxic people in your life. You will never be free with all that around you. It's time arc. So I said this yesterday, and this happened just my thinking on the cuff yesterday. Guys, some of us do like dating apps. You go through like, I want a guy with this quality, and I want him to be into Italian food, and I want him to be into rock climbing. I want him to make this amount of money. Why don't we do that with our friends? You're vetting the shit out of who you're going to date. You're going to be the same way with your friends. Well, thank you so much, Jules. He does work in mysterious ways. Aline, yes. But it's the same thing with your friends. You spend a ton of time with either your friends or your partner or your spouse or whatever it is. We should be a little more choosy with our friends. They can sink the shit out of our daily life. And I was thinking, you should pray to God that he shows you how to really tune into your intuition. Yes, Amy Edge, I think that's happening. And I have been doing that. Thank you for your super chat, babe. It feels like you're cast in a role you didn't even audition for if you're not supposed to have boundaries. Yes. God, that's great, Sophia. Melissa, I didn't forget, girl. I just got rid of a friend because they were mad I wouldn't do what they said about a situation. Bye-bye boundaries, baby. Yeah, and just remember, sometimes friends are meant to come into our lives for just a short time, but we have to pay attention to when that time is up because then it can become very toxic. Liz Trick says, you need friends who are also growing so you can evolve and grow together. You outgrew them. Absolutely. And Liz, you're so right. As soon as it's like she said, they want the old Reese. As soon as I stood up and had a voice, they were like, oh, that's not going to work. Just same as Jeff, right? Same as all those people. They wanted control. Once they realized you're not going to get that, not anymore. I speak for me. Somehow they're gone. They vanished from my life. Thank you for your super chat, Liz. Martin, I'm glad to hear you don't ever have that in your ear. Trust me, that girl said that about you is way off when it comes to great parenting. She's 100% projecting her own shit. Yeah. Lily Mom, I'm sorry you're going through it, but guys, it's a cleanse. It is hard. Loss is hard, but I'm looking at it as a new beginning. I know that there's plenty of people who would take their place that would be happy to be my friend. I'm looking for new friends. I have friends. Hey, Lori Riston. Lori's back, everybody. Boundaries aren't walls. They are gates that swing open to let the good in and shut to keep the bad out. I love that. I have friends. It's just these friends have, what's wrong, DS Kitty? These friends, absolutely Lily Mom. Debbie Zito is one of them. Meredith Lynn, Original Ann, Sophia. Like there's a ton, baby steps. There's a ton of friends in here. Liz Tricks, right? Yorkie Mom, Armine. But Joanne Hawley, for sure. You're freed up for more healthy relationships. I have friends. These friends happen to be, I love you, Stacey Toms, Jessamine too. That's the thing. The sky's the limit. But these friends were close to me, very, very close to me. I don't have friends right now I'm super close to. The people I just named off, I text all of them. But we don't sit down and take the time to have phone calls. We're all busy, and I get that. Thank you, Martin. But here's the thing. In the meantime, well, actually, Shelly, I was going to get to that. In the meantime, the Zoom calls are kind of probably an outlet for me that I've really relied on the last few months. Like I really, really, DS Kitty Diane, I've done that. The Zoom calls are something I heavily rely on these days. I really feel like I open up in those more than I probably do here, just because I feel like those are my friends. I feel like those are my friends and I can see them. Elena Rainerman, I can see them. I can see their faces and we're all talking. And so to me, that's a little bit more of an intimate setting. Now, the next thing I wanted to talk about, Shelly, is my mods. My mods are the OGs. I don't even name them anymore because I don't even think about it. They're just there. They're like my arm. They're like an extension of me. Like my mods, I don't know where I would be without them. They are my closest friends. Lily Mom, how do you join the Zoom calls? I don't really know. Do you have to be a member to Zoom? Yeah, Audra, it's the top memberships of the channel, the Fred and Gertie. We do a once a month Zoom call. Guys, I'm not saying this so people will join the Zoom. Please don't feel pressured. People, like Debbie, Armine, Sophia, Lori Lee, there's a lot of people that come every month, and they always have. Original Ann, right? Do you know how to find out if a friend has extended a stay in your life? Time Arc, tell us. Thank you, Jessamine. They're just great calls, but these are great too. So don't ever feel pressured like, oh my God, I have to come to the Zoom call. That's ridiculous. No one needs to come to it. And as a matter of fact, every month when we do a Zoom call, I always try to talk people out of it. I'm like, I know this isn't cheap. Like it supports me and Huxley. Thank you so much. But I never want people to feel pressured to be there. I knew no one. Aline. I'm in the process of writing my goodbye letter to someone I've known for over 30 years. Sadly, she's no longer a friend for various reasons. I'm working on this with my therapist. Okay, that's perfect. I'm glad you're doing that, but you are brave to do that, Aline, and you will feel so much better. We outgrow people, guys. We just do. It happens. Don't feel bad about it. Lenora Gray, Squirrel Girl, thank you for becoming a member, babe. Amy Edge, don't worry about it. Lily Mom, I just want to do it once. Come on, Reese, don't be like that. You can. We have people who come into the Zooms and they never come back. Like either way, girl, you can be there. It's just I don't push it on people. That's weird. Keanu Reeves got married. Wow, love you, Squirrel Girl. Oh, I don't know either. Ty Mark, I'm the last person to ask. My mods. I just want to say that those people I never take for granted. I am so grateful for my mods. And you know why? They really know me. My mods know me very well. We've had hours and hours upon hours of mod calls together. And I've cried and I've shared very intimate details with my mods. I've shared things where I'm like, no one knows this. No one can ever know this. Please don't share this. They know a lot of behind the scenes private details, and I trust every single one of them with my life. I trust those mods. Hux was born November 17th, 2009 at about 4:17 in the afternoon. He's born at 4:17. I love you, Sophia. It's also very supportive of me, and I just really appreciate it. I just wanted to say that. Yeah, Time Mark. I just wanted to say that. Don't worry, Shelly. I was getting to you guys. Sometimes it may seem like I take my mods for granted. Stacey Toms, you're an amazing mod. Yeah, Yorkie Mom comes to every Zoom. She's been to every Zoom call. Pam has never missed one. Liz has never missed one. Armine's never missed one. Original Ann. There's some OGs to those Zoom calls. Thank you, Amy Edge. I want to say that. I do say this, but I don't say it enough. I am so grateful. Best bouncers in the game. No trolls allowed. Robin Miners, we have incredible mods. And they really keep us safe. These people have full-time jobs. They have lives. They literally, you should see them in the mod chat. I don't always go into the mod chat, but I can see it pop up on my phone. And I don't see every message. But every once in a while, I'll see something that's like, hey, I have an appointment later. I might not make it. And they're like already, they don't even know that I'm going to do a show that day. But they're already talking amongst themselves. And they're like, okay, Yadira's going to do this. Helena's going to do this. Shelly's got this. Shelly Kelly's doing this. Jason's doing that. Like they're all over it. They coordinate with each other and we are so close. And if that doesn't tell you, it's like what Trixie said in that mod call or Zoom call that day. She goes, you know how I know that the haters were full of shit, Reese? You have no turnover with your mods. They've been with you forever. The longevity is insane. The loyalty is there. Like there's no drama. You're not constantly like getting new mods and getting rid of mods. Like, no, we are a tight-knit team. Nobody's in charge. We're just incredibly good friends. That's not true. They're all in charge and I'm kind of at the bottom of the totem pole, but I trust them enough to do that. I give them all the power because they know what they're doing and they know me. They know me very, very well. Very, very well. I don't know them as well as they know me. They're incredible people, and I'm very grateful for them. They're very welcoming, Honey Lou. You do, Shelly. Reese can reach out anytime. I try not to message her a lot because I know she gets thousands. You also have my phone number, Pam. Text me, for God's sakes, Pam. Here's the thing. Time Mark says, I'd love to join a Zoom. I don't have time for 10 plus hours. Hey, Tony P. We have been kind of cutting them to 8 hours just because then people aren't overwhelmed and tired. No one, well, that's not true. A lot of people stay for the whole 8 hours, but a lot of people come in and then they leave and then they come back, or they leave or they come back or they leave. I have so many people. Riley's human. She's like, I have a family picnic. I'll be back in a few hours. She left and she came back. It's never, there's no obligation to be there the whole time. You can come and go. It's no big deal. Yeah, Provin G. I love you, Lily Mom, and I'm glad that you are not a lurker anymore. And the groups in the meetup on the group messenger that we could keep updated on too. That's true. That's true. So I really appreciate those Zoom calls. They really help to keep me sane. Between the Zoom calls and the mod calls, that's really who I lean into these days. And I'm sorry if I do it too much with you guys. I love you, Tony P. But I really consider you guys my friends. I really do. I get it, Time Mark. What city? He was born in Overland Park, Kansas. That's 2 words. Overland, Overland, Park, Kansas, Martin. 8 hours. Yeah, Audra. Here's the reason, Audra. They started out like 2.5, 3 hours. Then they got to 4. Then they got to 5. And the reason, Muffet Lou, I love when you're in the Zooms. The reason, Stacey Toms, is because I'm very well known for wanting to make sure people feel seen and heard. It's my fault that they're so long because I don't want to end a call where somebody paid to come into that and they didn't get their time. They didn't get to share. And we share so many deep, intimate things there, right? And I just really appreciate it and I love it. And Lori just said they fly by. They do. They fly by because we're so intense on listening to what people are saying. There's people in New Zealand on that call. Martin has come from that call in Denmark. Sophia's there from Germany. Armine's there from the UK. Lydia Krause, Ellie J. Like we've got people all over the world. Helena, Pat Jonas, Aussies, right? It's really special. That call is a very special call, and I don't take it for granted. I look forward to it every month. I need it. I lean into the people in that call. I ask for advice. I talk about very private things, and I never worry about it. If it leaks, it leaks. It's never anything illegal. It's just shit that I don't really want to have to explain myself about. I love you, Amy Edge. Be careful. But I always say that in the call. I'm like, if anyone's in here, that's going to leak this shit to the haters or whatever you're going to do, I'll deal with it when it happens. Like, I'm not worried about it. None of this is a secret. None of it is something I wouldn't want anyone to know. And if it was something I wouldn't want anyone to know, I'm not going to talk about it on the call. That's all. I love you, Erica. This is such a good point. Shelly. Yeah, don't look at Shelly, Debbie Zito, or Meredith during those calls. They must be wonderful people who want to be there that long. That's pretty amazing. It's super validating, Audra. For people, we had a 14-hour call once, and it's when you hang up that call, we've had 13-hour, 12-hour. When you hang up that call and you realize like how loved we all are, that many people, I've had people take off the next day of work for it in advance. They're like, I got a 14-hour Zoom call. I'm not going to work the next day. It really makes the haters diminish. The value placed on haters disappears, or jealous people or people who try to tear you down. Cause I'm like, you set up a 14-hour Zoom call and I'd love to see 50 people stay on it with you. You can tear us down all day long. This shit's real. We talk about real life stuff. We cry. And we work things out in those calls. So you can tear us down all you want, but you get 50 people to sit with you for 14 hours and want to be there. Kid, what are you doing? And she is full of sass. I love you guys. I am grateful for those Zoom calls. I am grateful for every super chat, every membership. It helps me, it supports me and Hux, but I really appreciate your time. It's my love language, quality time. So if that doesn't tell you that on a 14-hour Zoom call, I don't know what will. It's the time I want. I want your time. I want your time because it's very validating and you listen to me. And I told a story today that makes my heart ache. And you sat through it and held my hand and listened to me on YouTube. And that's how I process things. And that's how I heal. And I'm not ashamed of those things. I'm not afraid that haters are going to catch wind of this, what I said today, and run with it and make fun of me. You want to make fun of someone who's healing through leaving a cult and being abused? You want to laugh at someone who is sexually abused and assaulted as a child and is trying to figure out society and being a mother and balance all those things and be a good human being and find God? Robin W., go for it. You look like the asshole. You look like the unhealed asshole, not me. Go for it. I'm sure you'll make a lot of friends doing that. Satanic. It's evil. Hate is evil. I don't give a shit what somebody thinks that I don't even know. Do I still have haters? I'm sure I do, Timark. I'm sure Gargamel isn't going to stop. That one dude, I don't know. I have haters that I've never met. I have people who I've never met who like to make videos about me. Creepy much? Fucking stalker. That's creepy. But please, by all means, it speaks to your character. Keep going. Run with it. Love you, Diana H. Yes, we are too busy. I have too much going on behind the scenes. I am going straight up. We just fly higher. I don't care. I have so many things going on that I'm excited about, projects that I'm excited about. I don't give a shit about some person that doesn't know me, that wants to hate me. I don't care. Yes, Stacey Toms. Love you, Linda Garden Lady. I appreciate everybody who, it's not the money, it's not the memberships. I'm grateful for those things, but I'm grateful for your time. So when you guys go, I can't afford a Zoom membership, you can afford to be here with your time. And that's what matters to me. That's what I care about. You can give me your input, your feedback. You can sit there and hold my hand through something and say, I get it. I went through something like that. That means way more to me. That's connection. And that's something money can't buy. And that's something assholes can't make. Connections. I'm the most proud of the connections here. I'm not proud of money. I'm proud of the friends I've made, the connections I've made. You think those fucking haters are making connections? They're not. That's my love language. You can't put a price on that. I love you guys. I go to bed so at peace every night, and I wake up grateful every morning for the connections I have. You guys do that. You provide that. And the mods provide the connections and the protections. So I'm very grateful. I'm very grateful. Never take that for granted. I never do. I know what I have, and I thank God for it every day. Love you, Aline. I'm happy to share things. I am not hiding anything. I will put all my flaws and everything. I'll push all my chips into the center of the table. I'd love to see haters do that. You put your flaws out there. And while you're at it, take accountability for it. I'm waiting. I'd love to see that. I'd love to see people take some accountability for the heartache and the pain and the trauma they've caused. I'd love to see them talk about the trauma they've been through. You're never going to see any of that because it's not real. It's smoke and mirrors and it's hate. We don't do that here. They call me a phony or whatever they do, con artist, whatever. It's the opposite of that here. It really is. Okay, Joe, you're right. It's coming up on a year and I need to do that. I love you, Jessamine. Ashley, being true to yourself is all that matters. And I will add to that, the effect that you have on others is the true currency in this world. So when you go to my funeral, I want you to think of how I made you feel. And I hope I made you feel validated and heard. So that's one of the other reasons I don't give a shit about a hater. I never will. Never again. I don't value them. And I'm not going to give it a moment of my time. So I love you guys. I mean that. This was a long one today. Thank you for sticking it out with me. Please hit subscribe. This content is, Robin, this content is more valuable than it's ever been to me. It means more to me, and we're going deeper and deeper. We're talking about really sensitive subjects, but learning together. Yes, Liz Tricks. And so it's never mattered to me, but please hit subscribe. Please do that. Please check on your way out. It would mean a lot to me. Thank you for the super chats tonight. Thank you for the memberships. Some of these people are jealous. They wish they could stack necklaces and rock glasses. Probably the truth. Probably. Love you guys. Love you, Stacy Toms. And I appreciate you being here with me. I mean that. I will be back tomorrow afternoon. Wednesday afternoon, I have to take my mom to the doctor. So Wednesday, we're going to do a little bit of a later show, probably around like 5:30 or 6. Not super late, but it won't be the 4 o'clock-ish because I got to take my mom to the doctor in town. Love you, Rocks in a Box. Joanne Holly, I love you, girl. Muffet Lou, you know it. Thank you, Linda Garden Lady. Love you, Aline. I love you guys. Robin W, Original Ann, Liz Tricks, Yorkie Mom, Armine, Marie Marion, Old Charlie. Thank you guys. I mean it. I'll see you tomorrow. And here comes Fred, guys.